people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. What's up? My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States, helping you secure your legal status to live and work in America legally. If you're new to the channel, you gotta know this. Okay, first of all, you're probably here for a reason. You either follow the channel already, thank you so much for the follow, or TikTok already knows, or YouTube, Facebook already knows that you may have an immigration case. You may be interested in parole in place. It's meant to be. So welcome. All right. The algorithm knows what you need clearly. All right. So stay tuned. All right. We're going to be live. Last night, I was live for 3 hours apparently. And during the morning, right during the announcement, I was live for like a long time. I think almost 5 hours. So I didn't go live during the day today. Had to get some break. You can tell by my voice. I'm still trying to recover a little bit. Hey Sonia, appreciate that. I'm glad you like the vibe. I just just being myself. Just trying to be real. Not trying to be like other attorneys. Just doing my own thing. Sharing information with y'all as real time as possible. So there's actually some more clarification to share with you. Who would have known that quickly? Just one day after the announcement. So this it's always interesting. A lot of things happen in June every year. Supreme Court comes out with decisions. Sometimes immigration, pretty much almost every year, there's something immigration related. But I'll tell you what, we've had good success learning stories from you in the community here at greencardguys.tv. We've been answering questions. When I say we, myself, and of course my team via the TikTok DMs. All right. So I'm going to try my best to answer questions here, but the best way really is if you don't mind and you're comfortable, go ahead and join the show, because sometimes it's easier. I always have a lot of follow-up questions. You're talking to a lawyer. I want to give you as much accurate information possible. Of course, I'm supposed to tell you this is information only purposes. With my license, my state bar tells me to say that to you. Take it for what you will, but of course, I recommend that you speak to a lawyer, licensed attorney that practices immigration law exclusively one-on-one. But if you have a question, if you don't mind joining the live show, you're welcome to do that. Okay, because we can get through things a lot faster that way. And you don't have to be on camera, of course. There's no requirement for that. So let me go ahead and. But in the meantime, I'll try my best to answer the. How do you join a live, Sonia? I'm not sure, honestly. At least on my side, it's at the very bottom. For me, it shows guest. So I see someone right there. YouTube and Facebook. Let me drop the link over here on the right side. I'm still learning this thing. YouTube and Meta don't have that many features, so it's a little easier. But on TikTok, there's a lot to learn. All right. Well, we got Shore on. Sorry if I mispronounced anyone's name. Hello. Hi.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hello.
Hi. You're on the show. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Good. Thank you. How can I help you? Do you have a question?
All right. I just want to know, after your individual hearing,
Okay.
how many months will it take the judge to decide on your case?
It's hard to say. It may depend on the type of case, the type of application you filed. What do you? There's no set like.
I filed
Go ahead. What did you file?
is that asylum on election,
Asylum
election
application.
asylum.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes it could take a week, but there's no like set timing or requirement by a judge to say like, oh, they have to do it in 30 days or something like that.
All
So
right.
sometimes it could tell you the same day. If at least for the ones that is easier for a judge to make a decision.
All
That's, and
right.
it's not a good or a bad thing. Whether they take more time or not, it's not always necessarily a bad thing. Because sometimes, especially
Okay.
because, for example, like asylum. I mean, I don't practice asylum law, but I know other attorneys that do. Sometimes it could take longer for them to decide if they need to do more research, um, things like that. Okay.
All right.
Hopefully that helps. Okay. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Take care. All right. Well, that was an easy one. Come on. Come on. Someone give me a difficult one here. Okay. Sonia, did you figure that one out? All right, Sonia. Level 13 gifter. What's up? How can I help you? Takes a little time. You're on.
Hello.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You doing all right this evening?
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah. So far, what time zone are you in?
Oh, that's true. It is nighttime already. I'm in Pacific time.
Oh, okay. Okay. You got more time than I do. I'm a central. Well, what you got going on? What's your immigration question?
All right. So I have been in the United States since I was 8 months old. I was brought here by my parents. Um, at that time, when they were trying to fix their papers, they were always advised don't include your children, and they were on the verge of getting deported. They had like the letter out basically, and then my parents had to come up with like $20,000 or something to get that to be stopped or something like that. Not sure about the whole story, but they were
Mm-hmm.
advised for them not to include us. So
Mm-hmm.
we never got included with that. I am now 34 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I have had DACA since I don't even know how long already. I
The
believe
first
maybe
year?
like 2018 or something like that.
Okay.
And I am married to a U.S. citizen. I've been married to him since 2015, but we've been together since 2007. We have 3 U.S. children. My oldest is an 18-year-old. And basically, I feel like I'm stuck because I have severe anxiety. So I am super scared of even going to the grocery store, let alone getting
Yeah.
AAP done. So that really terrifies me to do, which I know sometimes a lot of people do say, hey, that's like, a simple, easy thing that you can do. Aside from that, when I do speak to different lawyers, they've all pretty much said no to me because of the legal entry from when I was a young child. And at this moment in time, we can't do anything because we can't prove that my husband would have hardship because he makes a lot of money, more than what an average person should, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay.
So that would be one of the things that always has me like in limbo. So I guess one of my questions is, would somebody like me benefit from something like this that just passed, or is there maybe other options for me? And if so, how
Okay.
what is
Okay.
something that you would?
Well, Sonia, thanks for sharing, being, vulnerable to share this information. Um, Before I say yes, because, for the most part, it seems like, yes, this parole program could work for you, but I feel like I could be missing something in the facts here. Did you enter only one time into America?
Only one time, yes, when I
And
was
you
8 months old.
Okay, so you
That was
never
the only
left.
time.
Okay. All right, that's good. Um, and so obviously it's been more than 10 years living in America, and your
Yes,
spouse is a citizen?
correct.
Hmm. So hardship, even if you were to do yes, so far what you said, and based on what the White House, but President Biden's office has shared with us so far, it appears you're eligible for it. Okay. By the way, for you or anyone else, sometimes I'll say appears and things like that. Like it's because it's not. Although I am live again tonight because USCIS has some more information. Um, but in general, there hasn't been like a step 1, 2, 3 necessarily. But so far, it appears you're eligible. But I am curious. Like you said, like 1 or 2 attorneys. Like didn't didn't seem too confident about the hardship because your husband makes
Yeah,
more money than
yeah,
normal,
yeah.
I guess.
The first one that we stuck to, which is the one that has helped me with like all the DACA stuff and that stuff.
Yeah,
He said, well, he asked us obviously a lot of questions to see, if there was different routes we could take. But he
yeah,
was like, okay, well, let's see what we could prove for your husband to to prove hardship. I guess you could say it would not be enough to be like, well, like she needs to take care of my daughters or anything like that. So again, he makes about 150 a year. So it's not anything that
yeah,
compared to what I make, so it's not like something that's like, oh,
yeah.
that he would need me, I guess, for me to stay behind or whatever their wording was to be
I
exact. I'm
see.
not 100% sure what that was.
I think you said
But
you have kids, right?
yes, I have three.
I've got two little kids, so I mean, I'm not obviously it's unfortunately the society with gender roles and things like that, but with immigration, we use that to our advantage, whether it's actually in either situation. So for our law firm, we not trying to say what the other lawyers think or whatnot, but we think outside the box. So it's not necessarily always about health reasons, have to be like negative or unfortunate circumstances like that or financial. But more information in terms of hardship could be helpful. But we've been successful in even just talking about and explaining the family household and having to take kids to school, take kids to other events, things like that. For some families, it may seem simple, but
Yeah,
I know it's difficult because I'm going through that right now. So,
yeah,
um, but I mean, I'm not so. Some attorneys might be hesitant, right? Because we're risk adverse. But fortunately, in some way, things happen for a reason. I mean, the last big announcement for immigration by a president was DACA 12 years ago. So now it's President Biden's turn. So so yeah, stay tuned, okay, Sonia. It appears so far you're eligible for this. Um, and as the show goes on, if you're able to stay on, I'll explain more.
yeah, definitely will. Thank you
Okay.
so much. I
All right.
appreciate your time.
Take care. All right. Good. Good chat here. Happy to point you on the right direction, provide some confidence for y'all. And of course, pretty much every day, I'll try my best. Every day that my family goes to sleep a little bit earlier and I'm not tired, um, I'll share information, okay? Because USCIS, and I know there's like 8 or 9 people waiting here. But I just want to share a little more information here on the, what's it called? On the USCIS website, okay? Let me share my screen. I can only share my screen on YouTube and Facebook. I thought StreamYard. I use StreamYard. I thought they allowed TikTok on there, but I guess I haven't had time to figure that out. So okay, so I'm on the USCIS.gov website on the first page. I enlarged it here, but it says the first big box is process to promote the unity and stability of families. And this says on June 18th, DHS announced a key step toward fulfilling President Biden's commitment to promoting family unity in the immigration system. Look, y'all, when I remember it was DACA announcement in 2012, I don't think they were this quick. So or I know at least, that they've been planning this. They were just waiting. They're just waiting for someone to get convicted for 34 counts, felony counts. Maybe, maybe not. Whatever you want to take from that. But yeah. Okay, so here it is. Here's the page that they're talking about. They basically reinforce, reemphasize the eligibility here. You have to have, if there's two main, think of it as like two opportunities or one or two like categories of persons that can be eligible. Okay. The first one is what the more common one people have been talking about. It's based on marriage to a U.S. citizen. All right. Now there's another one that they kind of slip in here. They just slipped it in underneath. Okay. Um, so I'll share that with you right now. But based on um, the main thing, people might be wondering, well, what is the benefit of this whole thing? Okay. By the way, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and give it a follow. Click the plus sign. I do go live slightly at random times, not on purpose, just whenever the family goes to sleep. Okay, so and on YouTube and Facebook, you know what to do down there. Okay, so the main benefit of Pro in Place, okay, is that you don't have to file a daggum waiver. If you enter the United States without a visa, without border crossing card from Mexico, without some kind of I-94, without any other kind of parole, like humanitarian parole, that's now okay. As of right now, that is okay. There's another thing that they have announced, and that is the marriage Pro in Place based on marriage. And there has been existing a Pro in Place, and that's for military members, spouses or family members that are military members. But on this one, this announcement does not require the sponsor to be in the military. Finally, I mean, love. Thank you, all the vets. Thank you so much. But in this situation, you do not have to serve in the military. So one more thing before I invite y'all to the next guest here. Hey, I see a question from Vendres, I believe. Common law marriage counts. So in some states, I don't know for all 50 states, but I do know in Texas there is something called declaration of common law marriage. So if it was me, I don't know information that much information. I'll see if I can try to find it. But you know, I'm a lawyer. I'm going to argue that declaration of common law marriage is going to count. Okay, so don't give up if you haven't legally married yet, but you're like, yo, I've been with basically my spouse for a long time, my partner for a long time, my significant other for a long time. Don't give up. Okay, stay tuned. I'm going to do more research for y'all. You betcha. Okay. Um, Mercy has dollar signs. Yeah, of course. I mean, one kid, 5 years. The other thing, okay? The other thing about this, we've been talking about marriage, but it's not just for married people, okay? Let me see where else I saw this. It includes children. Children, okay? Um, it's probably not as a common situation. Most people, if you enter America without a visa, your children, um, most people were born in America, but there could be some situation with maybe a child was born, obviously outside America, but then came in afterwards. So yeah, let's see. Yeah. Mhm. I don't know how they get these data points, but they wrote in here this page here. Approximately 50,000 non-citizen children of these spouses are estimated to be eligible. So yeah, not as high number. Isn't that kind of wild? How do they know this number? DHS estimates that 500,000 non-citizen spouses of U.S. citizens could be eligible to access this process. I mean, half mil. I mean, I think it's going to be more than that, but um, maybe they base it on the waiver application. Maybe how many people already filed for that. So the reason why, so now with this pro program, that would be your new option one. Option two would have been what Sonia was saying earlier. She was considering or advised that maybe you could do advanced pro. That would have been option two. And then option three, well, by the way, option two is not eligible for everyone. Either someone has DACA or TPS holder. But option three is file the waiver. A lot of y'all filed it already. A lot of y'all have been waiting, considering it. You know you need to do it. But in this situation, procrastination was in your favor. Okay. Um, Procrastination was in your favor. So that's a good thing because the waiver, if I recall, let's see here. Ooh. Vidris, yes. USCIS does recognize common law marriage, but it just depends on the state where you live. But let me pull up. Let me pull up here. Okay. You're on TikTok, but I'm sharing my screen here on YouTube and Facebook. Validity of marriage. I am looking at chapter 2 of the USCIS policy manual. You live in Texas? Me too. I'm in H-Town. Someone else asked me. Someone else thought I'm in LA. Yo, maybe I need to wear a cowboy hat. Not the emoji one, like the real one. So y'all know I'm from Texas. And no, I don't like Governor Abbott. Let me just be clear about that. Under this rule, a marriage is valid for immigration purposes in cases where the marriage is valid under the law of the jurisdiction where it's performed. Right. So jurisdiction meaning the state in that situation. Yes, ID parole in place would take the place of 601A. Yeah, yeah, man. Because the waiver, if y'all didn't know, takes right now 43.5 months. 43.5 months. That is ridiculous. Okay. I see y'all waiting in the room. I'll get to y'all soon. Okay. Let's see what else. All right, y'all. But I do gotta share with y'all in some situations where marriages do not count for USCIS. Just to poke a little fun here. Polygamous marriages. Marriages that violate strong public policy of the state of residence of the couple. I don't know what that would be considered right now. Civil unions, domestic partnerships, or other such relationships not recognized as marriages in the place of celebration. So again, little nugget here. Okay, if your state does not recognize common law marriage to the extent where you can file a declaration of, or something similar to this, declaration of common law marriage, essentially, you might want to consider other states, okay? If you get my drift, all right? So don't give up because I know yesterday some people would ask me, and probably some of y'all here right now asked me, like, yo, I was going to get married tomorrow. I'm like, oh, man. Sorry, I'm only laughing a little bit, chuckling because I know I got some buddies that are like, man, I should have put a ring on it. I'm like, yeah, man, what you been waiting for? Oh, okay. So, oh yeah, here's another big one. Here's another big one you should know. They do restrict relationships entered into for the purposes of evading immigration laws, aka fake marriages. Watch out, okay? I can call them out. Our reputation at Green Card Guys Law Group is very important with USCIS. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why some cases of ours get a little faster or at the interview. Maybe they see our name. No, I'm just kidding. But no, they see our name, maybe they know how we package things, how we organize things, and things just know speed it up a little bit, okay? So let's see here. Okay, let me let me add to the stage. Daisy, how can you get a consultation? So if you want one directly with me, I be upfront with everyone. I wear a lot of hats with the team, of course, as a chief of making people happy at the law firm. I wear a lot of hats, so I don't have as many spots for meetings with me, but I open it up because that's why I went to law school. I want to provide y'all access to attorneys. I do have associate attorneys, but to meet with me directly, it starts with a number 2, but it is 3 digits. Starts with number 2, actually 1, but and that's a virtual meeting. If you want to meet in person, face to face, then that starts with the number 2, 3 digits. Okay, but if you already know you want our services, it'll be our pleasure to help you. It's only this amount to reserve a spot to learn more about us because y'all got to ask me questions. You got to ask my team questions. We actually invite y'all to ask questions. We want you to be absolutely comfortable. If you're going to hire a lawyer, you want to find the right one. And I have a lot of really good immigration lawyer friends. Like I'm meeting one on Friday that's in Houston, like we want to help as many people as possible. Okay. We as in like not just our law firm, but other really good attorneys. Okay. But I'm here live because in general, if you're new to the channel, it's because there's a crap ton of immigration problems. So if anything, even if you're shy, it's cool. at least I hope I point you in the right direction, or at least alerted you to something that you could have avoided. Okay, that's the main thing for us. For us to fulfill our mission to help you secure your legal status in America, so you can live the life you want. Okay, Amar on YouTube. You have questions about admin processing? Good good morning. I guess is that
Hi, I'm asking. I have a question about we had the interview in Cairo and we go to an administrating process.
Mhm.
So we have 3.5 months. We updated the transcript for me and for my uncle. How you call it? Like he support my case.
Yes, the
Uh,
sponsor. Okay.
yeah.
When was your interview?
It was in February. And
February.
the consult, he said everything is okay, but I
Yeah.
know the reason why we go to this process because my husband he didn't get the translate for the policy record.
Mhm.
I think this is why. But the consult didn't complain about it at all. But we uploaded it after the interview.
Yeah. So you did everything you could.
But later, yeah.
So for those that might not be able to hear Amar, she and her family is in a situation where in admin processing, it's a consular processing case where they're abroad outside the United States, had the interview ready, and you would think, right, Amar, that you had the interview. How long was the interview, by the way? Do you remember?
How how long the interview? It was
Yeah,
like 5 minutes.
10 minutes.
It's not
Yeah,
so long. Yeah,
sometimes it's
it is
less
normal.
time. Hmm.
Yeah,
And then,
the consult he gets the passport. He gets the passport and he told us it is IR1 visa. Okay. And he gets the passport and he said, okay, the visa will grant for you and wait it. But when we get the passport, we get the yellow paper. It said we are going to the processing. And after we get the DS 500 something. So we
yeah,
applied for,
35. Yeah.
yeah, we completed. It was at the end of February,
Hmm.
and we don't know how long it will take. Like, we uploaded everything now. Everything is ready from like 2 months ago, even the transcripts.
Um, Yeah, so it's a very frustrating process. What I've come to find out from suing the government along with my colleagues, other immigration attorneys,
Mhm.
um, they, especially for countries where your region of the world, there tends to be longer background check. That's what they like to call it, unfortunately. So even though you had a short visa interview, you thought everything was fine, and probably is, but they just have the U.S. government unfortunately has this long process that for admin processing could take average 6 months. So yours is February, so it's almost like 1 or 2 more months. But even when I say average 6 months, it still could take longer. So
So we
that,
cannot do anything to make it faster because I'm the wife and I have a kid and I'm pregnant, and it's a complicated case. Like we can do something to make it faster.
um, at 6 months, let's talk again, okay?
Okay,
But so maybe we could file a lawsuit. Um, 6 to 12 months. But hopefully, anyone else that's suffering a case delay, hopefully you don't need us, but we're here if you need us. Okay. If you want more information about it, mandamus lawsuit,
sure.
it's on our website or a link in our description box. Okay.
Okay, so we can follow after 6 months, is not before, right?
Yeah. For your case, at least 6 months after the interview. Hmm.
Okay, we will call it. So,
Yeah, I
okay.
know it's ridiculous. I'm so sorry you guys
I
have to.
know, yeah.
So yeah,
Okay,
don't move or don't sell anything where you live until it's official and that the visa is in your passport.
sure. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you
And I
so
know
much.
it's
Thank you
also
for
weird that
listening.
they asked for your passport and still haven't given you the visa. It's ridiculous. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much. Thank
Wish you the best. Okay. Take care.
thank you.
You know what, folks? I mean, there's unfortunately a lot of those type of cases as well, where You could be like 3-month mark, 4-month mark outside US, and after interview, you just can't do shit. It's ridiculous. And I know a lot of y'all have gotten comfortable with our team and me about filing lawsuit. Um, but sometimes we have to tell you, no, you got to wait. Okay. And I think it's what we call lawyers call it precedent. That if you basically if like let's say a U.S. attorney says, "Oh, sure, like yeah, we'll give you the visa after 3 months." It's not really even so much them; it's more about the government, right? The State Department. So it's more about them specifically at the embassy. So they do it all in the name of security background check. Okay, so if anything, you're welcome to join the show so I can provide you some kind of peace of mind about real time experiences or the trends. Okay. G, I see you on there, but I got a couple people on TikTok here, so I'm gonna call them first. In the meantime, let's see. Aran, Aranya, I think you tried to join me yesterday. I just clicked on you. Carwood, I see you too. Okay. Lizeth, I tried to call you yesterday, Lizeth. Can you try to join also? Oh, there you are. I see your name now. Okay, I guess Aranya is not there anymore. Let's go to Lizeth. Okay. Hi, Lizeth.
Hello?
Hi, you're on the show.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh, not anymore. I can't.
can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay, sorry, I keep going in and out. So my husband, well, to start off, I came in at 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My parents did political asylum. We're from Mexico. The person who did it was a notary. She just did a whole mess with my parents' case with my kids.
Uh-huh. Oh,
We ended
sorry.
up going to court, and we went up against a really tough judge who unfortunately gave us voluntary departure to all three of us. This was back in '98. During that time, my uncle, that's a U.S. citizen, petitioned for my mom, my dad, and myself. So we got the 245I back in that time.
Mm-hmm.
The thing was, we never left. Then time passed. Now, as an adult, I got married to a U.S. citizen, and we have 3 kids. And the thing is that since I still have that voluntary departure that we never left, he already went ahead and then he petitioned for the spousal petition. I got approved for it, but the thing is, the lawyer that we have now, he went ahead and he did the motion to reopen and close. Is that what it's called?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but we haven't heard nothing from that since December of last year. I was just wondering how long more or so would that take to get a response from them?
When was that filed?
December of last year?
And that included evidence of your marriage, of course, marriage certificate, and the
everything,
petition
yeah.
approval.
The only thing that they have approved right now is just the spousal petition. That's it.
Did your
And
attorney?
then if I can take, advantage of this new, law that just came into place, or it's going to go into place.
Did your attorney have a chance to attempt to contact the Department of Homeland Security government attorney?
He did, but they said that because of the whole COVID thing that they're still really backed up.
Yeah. That's likely the case. We have some cases like that as well. Did you say that was California?
California, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're backlogged. Some of them are jerks too.
I haven't spoken to my attorney as of recent, but I was just wondering, can I take advantage of this? Can this somehow benefit me in any way?
Yes, if you can get this reopened. So this
Okay.
is what we call. So if anyone else has a similar situation, if you can hear Lizette's story, if you have a court case from a long time ago, order removal or voluntary departure, basically any kind of order from a judge,
Yeah.
immigration judge, you still need to get that reopened and dismissed if possible.
So regardless.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was a minor. I was around 12 years
12.
old back in 1998 when that happened.
Did I think you said earlier 245I from your uncle or something?
Yes, from my uncle, because he petitioned for us back in 98 and
Okay.
applied for myself and my parents.
Gotcha. Yeah, because because even though you had the petition, so anyone else could be wondering a different similar question, but like, oh, how come the court won't reopen? You got a
Yeah.
petition approved. It's because of jurisdiction, is what we call it. The next application is the 485, which you're probably familiar with. USCIS is not legally allowed to approve that or even make any decision when there's a court order.
Okay.
So that's the
Alright,
reason
well,
why. Okay.
I'm hoping that there's some type of good outcome to all of this because we've just
Yeah, I hope
waited so
so.
long. And I had already had my biometrics for DACA when they
Yeah.
had like that little open window space open, and then the judge blocked it. So they just sent them an email. They sent us an email saying that we just had to cancel everything because they had shut it down.
Oh, you filed right in that little window.
Right in that time frame when they opened it.
Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't get advance parole or any of that.
Well, it sounds like even if you're able to get the court case reopened and dismissed, that because you have 245I from a long time ago, you might not need this parole. So really, at that point, then it's more of a cost benefit analysis because
Yeah.
245I, you got to pay $1,000 extra.
Yeah. That's what my
So
lawyer said, that I won't even have to go out. I would just do everything here.
yeah. So we'll see. I mean, we don't know quite yet if this new parole program for married folks and the children are just going to cost extra, like
Right.
like the
Yeah,
245I.
it's just like I just want to know more or less, how long this is going to take to get a response from the court. But
Yeah, I'm not.
forever.
It could be for a long time because it's not an active case anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, keep updated with your attorney. I would say at least every 6 months minimum. Just check
6
in.
months.
Yeah, minimum.
Okay.
I mean, it could be
But
quarterly.
I guess it's just going to be,
Yeah.
in touch, see what they say.
Okay, good luck to you,
Okay. All
Lizette.
right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. All right, folks, that's another, great example that you may have an attorney right now, and I am definitely not trying to overstep any other attorney's advice unless I think it's wrong, of course. But how they do things could be a little bit different. But sometimes getting a second, third opinion, 20th opinion. I've had someone tell me that before, and I was really grateful. I was really honored. I was a 20th attorney. So just over time, things can change. Right. So I'm going to share one more thing from the government website here, USCIS or DHS website, that is not related to the marriage. And then I'm going to invite another person to the show. I see Gio is on deck. Well, let me share my screen again. Let me make it a little bit larger. So this is a DHS website. Okay. So let me scroll down here. Some people, let's see. So something that we're still going to wait for more information is related to the part about disqualifying criminal history, because sometimes some of y'all been in the wrong place, wrong time situation. Maybe drank a little too much in one spot. Which, by the way, if you're normally not a drinker, social drinker, but your college buddies ask you for a drink, invite you, just take Uber or Lyft, please. Please, for the love of God, don't drive yourself. If you know how your college buddies are, you just never know. Even if you tell yourself you're going to get one drink. Okay. Let's see here. The other part is I was saying the non-marriage, what I call category 2 for now, for simplicity. If you have a degree, okay, or even if you don't, so far they have not mentioned a cutoff date for people who don't have a degree. Okay. This is supposed to include for DACA recipients and other dreamers. Okay, I put that in quotation because I haven't seen a definition of dreamer. We all have an idea what that is, but we'll see. We're going to wait for documentation on that, more information. I'm even surprised they already have something on their website. I mean, that's pretty quick. They probably want to prevent phone calls, I guess. But yeah, it says here who have graduated from an accredited U.S. institution of higher education. Accredited, okay? So that means not Trump University, not scammer universities, okay? Because I have heard of, unfortunately, negative stories about that, of course. And no, it's hard to tell on the website. Okay, even in the ICE CVAS website, apparently has included universities that have even scammed the government as well. So, got to be careful. Got to make sure they're accredited. So, in this phrase on the website, it does not mention what type of degree. It does not mention 2-year degree like associates. It does not define either as like 4-year degree like a bachelor's. That's a good thing, folks. Okay, so that's one good thing. The second good thing is that there's no cutoff date. Okay, now what I've learned in law school is that lawyers have to use words very intentionally, even if we could. Oh, it's a very traumatizing period of my life going through law school and all the past the bar exam. Thank the Holy Lord, but got it through one time, the first time. But what we learned is, even though lawyers love to argue and argue and argue, as I like to just talk by myself right now, for now, the words are very intentional. Okay. In the first primary section about the marriage, they were intentional to put a cutoff date. So I definitely not trying to like give you too much hope, but just kind of open the possibilities here. All right. Because I know announcements come out. Some of you might be like quick to say, "Oh, damn, I'm not included." Let's hold the horses here. Let's wait, okay, for more information to come out. So about the work thing, I'll ask G to come onto the show. But the degree, you need a job offer that's related to your degree. Related to your degree. So in some way, it's similar to H-1B, temporary work visa. The third good thing here, okay? The third good thing here is they haven't mentioned anything about prevailing wage determination. That process, that little thing right there, not a big deal, other than it takes like 4 to 6 months, like a ridiculous amount of time, okay? For us to obtain the prevailing wage determination, it's not like necessarily difficult. The most difficult part about that is not necessarily the government. It's sometimes HR actually, because they just like the job description, the job duties they put together, and like it's like they just copy from another company. They don't put any attention to it until we kind of put a little hold the brakes a little bit. Like, what do you mean by this word here? Like, have you seen some job postings where people put like excellent communicator? Like, no shit, obviously, like of course they gotta be someone has to be a really good communicator. I just think those kind of job descriptions are ridiculous. All right, let me get to G. What's up, G, on YouTube?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I joined yesterday as well. So my question is about parole in place again. I joined late today, so I'm not sure if you covered it, but in USCIS website today, I read in under FAQ under cautions that they're gonna process parole in place under removal proceeding as well. Considering that Doyle, I don't know how to pronounce Doyle memo that they released recently. So if you didn't enter, I mean you did enter without inspection, but not recently, and there's no criminal history and no threat, then they will assess your removal proceeding, how serious it is, and on that basis they will approve parole. And my question. Yeah, my question is, so once you get paroled, then doesn't USCI has power over you in terms of approving I-130, I-485, or you still have to go to the code and get your removal proceeding out before going to the I-485 process? Because you're paroled, you're basically legal. So I'm really confused about that.
So Doyle is with, I believe, Doyle, the attorney with named Doyle is, I believe she's with DHS, if I can remember correctly. Let's see. The information you found, FAQ, which website is that? DHS or?
No, it's from USCIS today. If you put parole in place, USCIS, it's probably the first page. It says Family United, something like that. Then it's from.
Okay. Yeah, I see some FAQ. Let me. And then did it mention her name by any chance?
It does mention if you read a caution about removal proceeding, like if USCIS can able to process parole in place in removal proceeding, there's a caution, and they say yes. And over there it mentioned about a memo that they released probably a couple of years ago.
Right, a couple years ago. And the Supreme Court last year said red states get on my face, basically.
Yeah.
I haven't found that part yet. Maybe I'm on a different page, but in general, the law still it remains that like the 485 application cannot be approved until the court case is dismissed. But basically, what you're referring to from Doyle's memo is that it gives more expansive authority permission to their the local immigration DHS attorneys to agree to join our motion to dismiss, so you get your court case out of the.
Right. No, I
You have a
understand that
court
part,
case?
but
Okay.
I understand that part. But in the answer in the FAQ question, what they mention is that USCIS will adjudicate parole in place applications if a person is in removal proceeding, but they will consider that memo that was actually released for DHS. They will consider that in terms of if the person is not threat to a country, or if he recently didn't cross the border, which he will not be eligible for parole in place in the first place. And then third option was the criminal history, no criminal history. So they will assess how severe the removal proceeding is, and they will, based on that memo, they will adjudicate a person in removal proceeding. So
Yes, that's right. There's like three pillars, I believe. The
yeah.
other one's like national security. So yes, that's part of the memo essentially. But yeah, they hypothetically USCIS can still approve the first step parole.
But then
Because
my question here is, sorry to interrupt. My question is that if once you get parole, you're basically legal, and then USCIS has a power over you to adjudicate I-485 application, or am I wrong here? Because that it's very confusing. Military parole in place, they don't do that. You have to get out of the removal proceeding before they give parole. But this time they're doing it differently, and they're bringing that DHS memo in as well. It's very differently they're doing it, maybe just to bring
I
as
think
many
that's
people
for
as
the
possible.
purpose of just being expeditious a bit. But for the 485, you still, for what we call jurisdiction, you still have to have the court case dismissed. Do you? I mean, it was very late last night. I recognize your voice, but do you
Yeah.
have a court case? I don't remember.
Yes, sir. So to summarize my immigration history, so I entered without inspection in December of 2013, and I had defense asylum case, which got admin close in 2017 Los Angeles immigration court.
Okay.
Recently, like last year, married to U.S. citizen, and it didn't go well. So then I applied for VAWA, separated, not officially, but physically, like not living together, but then moved back again. And now wife wants to help me with I-130 process, but she doesn't know that I applied for VAWA. And I did hire a lawyer to get out of the termination proceeding based on pending VAWA. And at the same time, your advice was to be, keep an eye on and have more data, because I'm in a very weird situation because VAWA is applied on the same time I'm in removal proceeding, and applying for taking my wife's help again. I don't know. Like she withdrew I-130 application when she helped me.
Okay. I remember the other fact is that you filed it like a year ago, the VAWA, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Timing-wise. So you have an attorney. Has your attorney for the court case been able to already request the DHS to join the motion?
Yes, he did reach out to OPLA Los Angeles. Did send email and my VAWA packet, but it's just been 2 weeks. So it's just recent.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, when admin closed, I mean, it could take them some time.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was my concern yesterday, but today when I read that you can apply for parole in place while in removal proceeding, now my question is, like, what should I do? Should I do, if I'm eligible, should I do that? And then once I get parole, should I withdraw my WAVA? Because last time you suggested that you should withdraw WAVA. That's what you suggested me.
Yeah.
So should my strategy be don't worry about non-removal proceeding because I'll be still eligible basis on their answer in the US website, and if I get a parole and then withdraw my WAVA, then apply for a green card based on my wife?
You know, it's just difficult because to give you like
Yeah.
the best answer in a way, because you already been in the process for 1 year with VAWA, and it's nice that your spouse wants to help, but would you, to get kind of deep into it, this could be helpful for others, maybe in a similar situation. Even if you're living together, do you have the proof? Like, other than the rent or apartment or mortgage, like, do you have a joint account? You know, things like that, even if aside from withdrawing the VAWA application. So those are just other things to consider, evidence.
Right. No, I do have all the evidence because, you know, I have W-2 job right now and all our accounts are together and a lot of photos and a lot of, bought a lot of furniture recently where we live. So there's a lot of packages as well and Uber rides and whatnot. So
Okay.
I have all that covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good on that part. Like, you have a joint account?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
We did. So when bad stuff happened, when I moved out, we did close accounts. I did properly moved out and I closed my account. But then when I moved back in and gave another try to our marriage, then we reopened everything again.
mhm.
So there's that pause there. There's that separation pause there. So I'm not even sure with parole in place when I'll have to show my bona fide marriage. Do I need to mention that what happened, why my wife withdrew, I-130, why there's lack of 3 months of information about joint accounts or any other activities, or should I just like? There's so many
Well,
elements into it.
well, in that situation, a hypothetical answer is like, um, we were just went through a rough patch.
Got it.
You know, I can give at least one tip for anyone who could be going through an interview. If you go through an interview together with your significant other, is these officers are really good at their jobs. They'll stare at you, smile, and that when they smile, you know, they're gonna act like your friend, but they're doing that so they can collect information from you to see if you can trip up on something. So not that you have to like act like a robot or anything, but it is important to practice. You know, so that's why we, at least with our team, we emphasize that we have a series of videos to share with you, but then also we invite our clients for a meeting because it's just like critical, right? So so yeah, it does require some practice.
Got it.
But yeah, good luck in your decision. Welcome, welcome back to ask more questions if you need to. But one more question for you, G. Do you have did you have a lawyer help you with a VAWA? That vetted
Yes,
your lawyer and
yes,
all that?
yeah, I did hire a
Okay, good.
different lawyer specialized in VAWA,
Okay, good.
and for terminating removal proceeding, I hired a different one.
Different one. Okay,
Yes.
sounds good. Well, hopefully you don't need me. All right. Hopefully you
Well,
don't need me. But
I'm learning a lot from your channel, and
well, appreciate
you
it.
never know.
Well,
Maybe I'll hire you for a parole in place.
you never know. Well, wish you all the best on that. Okay, G.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, let's see. A lot of great questions here. I do see some questions on the chat below. Thank you so much. Thanks for the love. If we can we're at 2,400 likes around now. If we can get to 5,000 likes, normally I don't care about this thing, but apparently my marketing team tells me it helps with the algo. Okay, so but if you're new to the channel, welcome. Just a quick intro. My name is John Ting. You're right. I'm not dressed like an attorney right now because it's late. Come on, give me a break. I'm not even in PJs. I would love to be in PJs right now. Okay, but check this out. Okay, go ahead and click the plus sign or subscribe or follow below. Okay, the algorithm has fed you my channel for a reason. You may have an immigration question, immigration case, you could be stuck, or I don't know what other reason you could be on the channel, but you just want to hang out, welcome. But I know you're not just watching my channel, okay? All right, you guys watching some Netflix? What are y'all watching? All right, let's see. I see Aziz on YouTube, but I'm gonna go switch back to TikTok. Just go back and forth here. I see Real Denise or Dennis. Let's see if he's still on. And by the way, if there's any attorneys on the show, welcome. Okay, immigration or not, love to connect. If you're thinking about law school, welcome to connect. Send me a DM. Love to help in any way. Okay, because a lot of people have helped me in the past. It was not easy. I don't think he's on anymore, so let's go to. I think the next person could be. Oh, wow. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the love. I think Carwood is next on TikTok.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. I have a question. Okay, so this is my case. I have been married for 20 years to a U.S. citizen, and maybe like 10 years ago, we applied to see if he could. I entered illegally to the country
Okay.
when I was 16, and I had 2 illegal entries. So we filed everything. We were I even had my appointment in Juarez, but then we got scared and we decided not to go, and we canceled our appointment. So then we were scared because the lawyer told us that they can give me up to 10 years, even though that when I crossed I was underage, and so then later we filed through a U visa. Because I was someone committed a crime against me. They put a gun in my head and
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
filed a police report, and so we ended up filing through that. And I just last year they told me that I was approved and they were gonna send me my work permit. I haven't received anything yet, but I was wondering if I can reopen the case through my husband and see if or if there's any chance that I can file through my husband and not through, I'm in a process with the
U visa.
So
Yeah.
so there's a lot of money that you spend on all those legal
Yeah.
fees.
So when did you file the U visa?
Like 6 years ago.
Okay, so
Almost
you could be pretty close. I mean, there's not like an exact science, love like a ticket in line per se. I'm sure maybe your attorney told you why it's so slow. But there's only 10,000 U visas available every fiscal year.
Yeah.
So
they told me that my work permit is on it should be coming. Well, last year they told me that I was approved and they were gonna send me a work permit. I haven't received anything yet. But I was wondering with these new law that just passed, if it will be good to file that through my husband instead of or how fast that will be.
And I mean, your U visa case. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, it sounds like it. Are you living together with your husband?
Yeah, we've been married for 20 years, so we're living together. But we decided to do the U visa because that way I don't have to go back to Mexico in case that they deny my case. So that was our only option for not to separate our family.
No, that's great. That's great that you filed the U visa because there's not many police departments won't agree to it. I mean, sign the certification form. So it's good that you filed it. But yeah, I mean, you could do it through file it through your husband. But because even though you're the 6-7 year mark with U visa, so I would suspect it should be soon. I mean, for the next step for you to get the actual
filed
visa.
like 6 years ago, and I just got approved last year. So they told me they're gonna give you a work permit but then you still have to wait another 3 years to get your like a green card.
Right. So yeah, that's the thing. So okay, so you have the U visa. You just have to wait 3 years, yes, for the actual residency. So if you file through your husband, it would supposed to be faster than 3 years. I would suspect at least 1 year probably. I mean, they're doing really good right now with waiving interviews and getting it completed in 3 to 5 months on average. But there's going to be they estimate 500,000 people apply for this, so I don't think it's
And
going
do
to be
you
that
think
fast. But
there's any way that we can reopen our old case, or once it's closed, it's closed?
I'm sorry, can you repeat what the old case was that was
Like,
denied?
can we reopen that case? Like, kind of
What,
like
which case?
because like the first case, because the first time when we applied is always through my husband, so everything was like I was ready to go to Juarez. I had my appointment, but we
Oh,
canceled my appointment. We decided not to
oh,
go because we
okay.
were afraid.
You might be able to use the old petition. You might be able to.
It was the one
But
I-39, like
sorry, I remember now what I was saying yesterday is that because your first petition you probably marked Ciudad Juarez for the interview, but to move the case file from National Visa Center, Department of State, back to USCIS stateside in America, that requires like another application, 824, and that costs like 590 or something. It's more than a new petition. So it's like you might as well just file a new petition, in my opinion.
anyone
Yeah.
could like start all over again.
Yeah. That's what I recommend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you
Yeah,
so much
hopefully it
for
helps.
answering my question.
Sure, Carwin. Well, click the plus sign if you haven't already, okay? Talk to you
All
soon.
right. Thank
Take
you.
care. All right. So that's I mean, a lot of these chats with y'all are about strategy here. Maybe save you a few bucks if I can. Um, I think I missed someone on accident. To be honest, it is a bit difficult to figure out who is first on TikTok. I don't. Let me see. Let me see how they can do it. Oh, interesting. Their default way is apparently by coins. It looks like. Oh man, that's confusing. But I know Francisco. I saw Francisco say some. So I see Francisco. Then after San Francisco, it will be Aziz on YouTube. What's going on? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you. Sorry if I was a little pushy, but
No, you're good.
been waiting for
No, it's fun.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fun to be in my shoes.
Thank you, thank you. I'm following, by the way. So I have
Thank you.
2 questions.
Sure thing.
The first one, I would like to. I'm a U.S. citizen, by the way. I would like to bring my girlfriend. She's overseas, but she applied for the parole. She's from Venezuela,
Hmm.
so she applied 6 months ago, I believe. They told her that within 90 days she would get a response. So far, it didn't happen yet. So, is it a friend, team? I don't. Is there any way to know how long it's going to take the process for that, or it would be easier or faster, maybe getting married? Or would be more complicated, or so? What would it be faster? Actually, just keep waiting, or maybe getting married.
To clarify, you're talking about humanitarian parole for your partner?
Yes, yes.
So humanitarian parole is not. First of all, in general, the My USCIS account, or I think humanitarian parole is the CBP1 app or something. It's conservative people think it's like the ticket into America. It's not, but it's that the processing times for this or expected timing to wait is not accurate. Okay,
Yeah.
so that can be very misleading. I mean, I think it is. I believe it is. So with that being said, the other thing about the humanitarian parole is that it's not a guarantee. And there's, of course, thousands of people applied for it. So it's not even first come, first serve. The first person applied doesn't mean that's going to be the first person that's accepted. It's, pretty ridiculous. So, if you want a more for sure scenario pathway, then yes, it's the marriage pathway.
But don't you think it will cross, like, it will be complicated? So that she had to drop the case, or
For
she's not in the
humanitarian,
States. That's the problem,
she doesn't even with the current I think request with humanitarian parole, even though it's a pending or just sitting there, that doesn't affect your petition when you sponsor her.
Okay.
Is that what your question is?
So basically, you're trying to marry her no matter what.
If you think she's the right fit, yes.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
that's no issue. The thing is, we were confused about, like, if that's gonna interrupt the other process of parole, and
In my opinion, there is no process for that. It's just a shit show. Sorry for my French.
no, it's,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, last question, because I know
Sure.
some more people.
you good?
So I got this is a little TMI, but I got a surgery a couple months ago, and I got a bill for $40,000. So I'm considered about bankruptcy. Is that gonna affect or help in case I have to
Um,
for immigration purposes?
yeah, 864. They don't have a question about that bankruptcy, but do you have a job right now?
Oh yeah, I have income. I'm a
Okay,
self-employed,
okay. I mean, that form does have questions about assets, but that's optional. So they actually focus on W-2, the W-2 form that you usually get in January every year. And when you file and get to that point, your pay stubs, your current pay stubs.
I don't do W-2. I do 1099.
1099. Okay, that could be okay as long as it's. I mean, they're supposed to accept that form. Okay, 1099. But if you have some kind of letter from your contractor, whoever you get paid from, and if they can write something like, we've hired Francisco consistently for, 1 year or whatever it is, and helps 30 hours, 40 hours a week, something like that.
No, I'm a personal chef, so I do.
Oh, okay.
My own thing, so I'm my own boss, basically.
Oh,
So,
nice. Oh, okay. Where do you, so you go to like people's homes or events, of
I
course?
do people home, so I cook at my place. I do catering events, things like that. But
Oh, cool. What,
people pay me through Venmo or
Venmo? Okay.
PayPal or things like that.
Where are you located, Francisco? What city or state?
Oregon.
Oregon? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if anyone in Oregon needs a chef, we got Francisco here, okay? And his picture actually has a chef hat, so
I'm not here for that, but thank you.
yeah, no worries.
I have another larger account, so this is my small account. But yeah.
Okay,
So-
okay. Don't follow Francisco on this one. Flip to the other one.
No, they can follow me too. That's fine.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, thank you.
All right,
So,
thanks,
yeah,
Francisco.
So thank you for answering those questions.
Sure
I
thing.
really appreciate your time. So, can you help me being in Texas, or I have to find someone locally?
We're happy to help, and thanks for the question. A couple other folks asked as well. We have a physical office in Houston. However, fortunately, USCIS allows us to use like scanned signature, so you don't even have to mail us the signature. Okay, you can email it to us. We use Dropbox, and I know for any peace of mind for anyone interested in our services, we have video meetings. Not on TikTok, but we use Dialpad, kind of like Zoom, so you can self-schedule meetings. Pretty much any Tuesday or Thursday, typically as a client. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have my attorney who's in Seattle, and I live in Oregon. I was in Washington State, but for some reason, I think she's not practicing anymore.
Oh, okay.
So that's the one who helped me to become a permanent resident.
Gotcha.
And then a U.S. citizen as well, But,
Yeah, gotcha.
So I have to find someone else, I guess.
Okay. Well, we're here if you need us. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
I thought I could click. Oh, there we go. Okay, now let's get to Aziz on YouTube. Just to answer a couple quick written questions here. Answer the quick ones. Do I live in San Fran, Igor? I wish I did. I got a couple friends there. I do like their if there's anyone who's a coffee drinker. I actually don't drink coffee that much. My wife does, but Phil's Coffee. Give a shout out to Phil's. Their mint coffee, I forgot what exactly they call it, is amazing. top notch. Okay, we got Aziz on YouTube. Welcome.
How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Listen, I'm so confused about this PIP.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
it's only applies for people who entered the US illegally, or it doesn't matter if you entered legally with the visa or you know.
Well, the purpose of Pro in Place is
Yeah.
for people to stay in America and not leave if they entered America illegally. So if you entered legally with a visa, you don't need the Pro in Place, because if you're already married to a U.S. citizen, then you entered U.S. with a visa for the last time you entered, you don't need Pro in Place. You can still apply anyway. So what's your
Uh,
situation, though? Maybe it sounds like you entered with a visa.
yeah, I entered like back in 2006. Um, what's blocking me? It's
Okay.
the old deportation back in
Ah,
2007. So I'm
dude.
fighting it. I'm fighting it. We waited for this stupid Supreme Court decision about
Yes.
NTA. We got screwed. Because it was gonna impact my case directly, but unfortunately it didn't work. So my case is my lawyer. They haven't completed the brief with the Eighth Circuit.
Uh-huh.
So um, so we're waiting for that the Eighth Circuit.
Are you talking I'm
And
sorry, can we take a step back? Are you talking about the case that just came out about, you said,
Campus
um,
Chavez, yes,
yeah, Campos Chavez.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
So
things
because
happening right now this month.
yeah, because my lawyers we applied for cancellation of removal, and then we requested the PD. We haven't. It's over a year when my lawyer applied. But I entered legally. I entered on K1. So
Oh, K1. Okay, K1. So even if
K1, I got married and everything, but it didn't work out. So you know what I'm saying. But
okay, you get married.
I put in
So
for the removal proceedings, and I didn't show up. I was deported in absentia. This is my problem right here. The absentia order, bro.
Oh, absentia. You
Yeah,
did you receive the notice? The
the
hearing
NTA.
notice? Yes.
Yeah, I received the no NTA, which is without time and dates, and and the notice of hearing.
Okay, you got both. Okay. And the notice of hearing you got, did it have a date and time?
Yes,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
showed
that is
up. I showed no. I'll be honest with you. I showed up like the first time and
uh-huh.
the second time when they gave me when they handed me the notice of hearing. Um, and the third time I think I didn't go, so I was ordered deported in absentia.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be
So
tough for
we applied for cancellation of removal. So we'll see about the Eighth Circuit. The Eighth Circuit now the lawyer has
you.
to finish the brief and see what they're gonna do. You know what they're gonna do with the Eighth Circuit. And the PD, I don't know. It takes a year for the PD, but we haven't heard nothing from them back because they passed the case, my case. It's like they were waiting for this decision from the Supreme Court. You know,
Right, right, right. Yeah, probably. Yeah, most likely.
so
Um,
I don't know if this PIP will help me.
it could, but I don't know the history of your immigration court case of why they ordered your removal. And you don't have to share here, but if it was one of those
No, I
situations
just
where,
because I didn't show up to court.
yeah,
That's what
that's the
you
only
know.
thing. Was it any, you don't have to answer, but any crimes?
No crimes at all.
Okay. And you're married now to a U.S.
Yeah,
citizen?
yeah, I'm married. Yeah, over 10 years.
10 years. Okay, you're good on that. You've clearly been American more than 10 years.
One more thing, John.
Yes, sir.
Um, my lawyer filed I-130. It's still pending. It says like 7 months until the
Okay.
decision. Also, so I did three I-130, the Eighth Circuit because the board denied, so we appealed it to Eighth Circuit and the PD. It's three options.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, um, regardless of what the Eighth Circuit does for your case on
Yeah.
their level, I mean, I can't say, right? I'm still waiting for more directives, more guidance from DHS specifically. But another committee member here, like you, shared what the attorney, one of the attorneys for DHS, Doyle, Audra, no, not Audra, Doyle here on the memo. It appeared it will still allow USCIS to allow the parole, but you don't need the parole. We talked about that. That's right.
Yeah.
But again, the case dismissed. Yeah, or reopened and dismissed. Okay, that's what we want to do in your situation.
Right. My
Reopen.
situation, my case needs to be reopened for me to get a benefit, immigration benefit.
Exactly. So you don't necessarily have to wait anything about this parole program.
Right.
Many other people do need to wait, but you don't have to. Like you don't necessarily you don't have to wait on. So has your attorney or a prior attorney tried to help since Biden's been in office to get it reopened and dismissed?
Yeah, yeah. I've been fighting since like
Uh-huh.
since Pereira case came out.
Uh-huh.
Since 2018,
Yeah.
or the end of 2018,
But
2019.
yeah, I mean, but I guess what I mean is specifically based on your marriage, your current marriage.
Yeah.
They
Oh
tried
yeah,
to.
yeah. This is with the current marriage. Yeah.
Okay.
We did because my case was last at the board BIA, and we filed motion,
Mhm.
everything. They denied it, and then we took it to the supreme to the Eighth Circuit.
Hmm.
So
I'm
hopefully the Eighth Circuit disagree
yeah,
with this new decision from the Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? They will see it differently, because my lawyer says the reason Supreme Courts came up with the decision 5-4. They don't want to open a floodgate for everybody. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Has to be very
So
narrow.
it's exactly. He says it's because it's it's gonna open up a huge. It's like millions of people gonna benefit. That's why they shut it down.
Hmm.
And it's like it's a dicta. What you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So even they're wrong,
Hmm.
they have their own excuses to not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To
Sounds like
not.
you went to law school. You already know the word dicta.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm following this, bro. I
We do
mean,
a lot.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I'm with immigration. I think I've been lawyers are usually pessimistic and risk adverse,
Oh
but
yeah, listen, I will never give up ever.
yeah, but because I don't want
Always,
clients to give up,
always be
I'm more,
optimistic. I'm not giving up until I get my stuff. Trust me.
yeah, exactly. Don't give up for sure.
No.
So with that being said, I mean, talk to your current lawyer, see if they, if you haven't already,
Yeah,
see if
yeah.
they could,
They're gonna contact the Eighth Circuit, and the Eighth Circuit they're gonna tell them what you guys wanna do. Do you wanna pursue this? We're gonna get a hearing in
yeah,
Missouri, because that's where the Eighth Circuit is. And this says the PD is pending, but they said they might get back to us as soon as possible, because it's over a year anyways. So we'll see if the PD works. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
This that would be great if they agree to reopen my case, and they can adjust
yeah,
through my wife. You know what I'm saying? It's easy, very easy.
yeah. Agreement from the DHS attorneys will go a long way for sure.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
and I I, I have an application for cancellation of removal. So
I see.
yeah.
Okay. All right, Aziz. Sounds like you got it covered for now, and I certainly appreciate you following the channel. Thanks for
Yeah,
joining.
I'm following you, bro.
Thanks. Where are you located again? What city and state?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. All right. I've been to Hershey, Pennsylvania. I remember that.
Yeah. I'm not far from it actually. It's
Yeah.
like 45 minutes. Not even.
Gotcha. Yeah. When I was that was when I was in law school. The rental car company didn't believe I drove that many miles. Yeah, we did, because we went up to Maine and
Oh,
back, New
wow.
Hampshire and Pennsylvania. Just
Okay.
had to get all the East Coast out of us. All right,
So
Aziz. Thank
so
you.
so from what I told you, do you think there is hope for me, right?
Aside from the Eighth Circuit situation right now and Campos Chavez, it's possible. I think it's possible,
Well,
given that.
remember, keep in mind the three cases that they were in the Supreme Court. None of them, not all of them. One of them went back to the Ninth Circuit. Singh versus Garland.
Mhm.
They didn't decide it. They sent it back to the Ninth Circuit.
Mm.
You know
Hmm.
that, right?
I don't read every case, but that case is
You're
very,
not
very
following.
familiar.
No, you gotta follow this, man. If somebody asks you a question, so you have to, you know the answer.
Yeah.
Yes, Singh went back to the Ninth Circuit because two cases came from the Ninth Circuit to Supreme Court, and one from Texas. So one of them went back. They remanded it to the Ninth Circuit to decide.
Yeah. I wish, Aziz, but in reality, I can't read every case until the situation happens. Alrighty.
So, all
All
right,
right.
man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time, bro. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So that was Aziz with the case in Pennsylvania. Now we got. So that's a good example that I don't. I didn't have a chance to ask him why he didn't show up to court. Right. I mean, um, everyone has a different reason, but it's always easy for me to say, from being an outside perspective, if you have a court hearing, you have to show up. You have to give yourself a chance. And sometimes some people don't even go to the first one because whoever they hired or talked to said, "Oh, you're going to get deported." No, no, you're not. Unless you're like some kind of like capital murder person, I guess, or whatnot. But that's not how the system works. You go to court, they're gonna process your case, and in terms of the judge asks you a question, like, or your attorney, what are you gonna apply for? Are you eligible for anything? And even if you're not eligible for something, our go-to thing to say is we need attorney prep time. Okay. Or if you don't have an attorney, then you say, I need more time to find an attorney. Now you can't say that like 5 times, but you gotta say that, so you gotta say something, okay? It's a fighting chance, okay? So all right, I see Guy on there. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, but I'm going to get to back to TikTok. I'm just trying to go be a little as fair as possible here and go back and forth here. I did see a question earlier that caught my attention. I'm trying to multitask here. This is not easy. Even if I had one of my team members moderate, they'd be like, "John, why are you making me work till midnight, past midnight?" Francisca on TikTok. So for anyone that's wondering, how can you talk to me if you're meaning like be a guest on the show? I honestly don't know. On YouTube, it's easy. There's a link I shared on the chat there, but on TikTok, I don't know. I think it's down below. Can anyone explain that? But if you're wondering in a different way, like you're interested in our services, that's option one. Okay. When you go to the profile or YouTube, Facebook, there's a link down below. Okay. If it's you, TikTok, there's a link below my picture. Okay. Option number one, if you know you want our services, even though the formal steps have not been announced quite yet for a parole. Um, Option two, you're like, I don't care about John or his team, but I just need legal answers. That's option two. That's a 3-digit fee for the strategy session. Option number three, maybe you're like, I don't know if I need a sponsor. I don't know which visa, non-immigrant visa type. I just want to know more about parole in place. I don't want to wait on a live show too long. Then that's a webinar option. Okay, that's a webinar. That's option number three. We're gonna have a webinar next week, I believe Wednesday, where it's not doesn't seem as like rapid fire because I do feel a little pressure pressure on the show here. You know, this full-time gig apparently. I'm new to this thing. Okay, cut me some slack here, guys. What is the next step, Leah? Oh, you want to? Oh, okay. You want a consultation with me? Okay. Hmm. Okay. Consultation with me. You can select option 1 or 2. Now that link, we make it as easy as possible. I don't think I think very few attorneys, law firms do this. Like, you don't even have to call in to schedule a meeting. You don't have to call in to ask for how to pay or whatnot. We make it very easy for you. Okay. So if you pick option 1 or 2, you answer a few like short questions here. When you complete that form, you're gonna get redirected. Patricia, I see you. You're gonna get redirected to pay pay this amount if you want our services, and then you get redirected again to schedule a meeting. We make it super easy, and then you're gonna get an email, like probably 2 emails. We don't want to spam you. You're gonna get an email to confirm or to share the calendar invite, and then an email to tell you which cases we don't accept, like asylum. The only kind of case related to asylum we help is for unreasonable delays, mandamus lawsuit. Been waiting at least 4 years for interview. Okay, just want to answer that question because I know some of y'all asked that. But shit, I said all that and I forgot what to say about the like meet me specifically. So if you want to meet me specifically, because unfortunately I wear a lot of hats with a law firm, Green Card Guys Law Group. Yeah, Francisca's question. If you want to meet with me specifically, I will lead the webinar. But if you want a one-on-one meeting with me, it is 3 digits, okay, and it does start with the number 2. But if you just want to, but I do have associate attorneys that can help you out, and I train them literally every day. But I appreciate the request. Let's see here. Rosie, tell you about permanent ban. So consider it like this. Number one, to just cut straight to the chase on the question and answer. Permanent ban is not going to solve the problem for people who have the permanent ban. Now, of course, know that permanent ban doesn't literally mean permanent. You can still get legal status, but that person has to live outside the U.S. for 10 years. I know it sucks, okay? But because some of y'all have been waiting 10 years and you think you can wait in America during the meantime. Who knows? Maybe the law could change, but consider the parole program as 2 main additional opportunities to get legal status, but it does not overlap or conflict with existing law. Okay, it doesn't like wipe out the permanent ban, because it would be great for many of you to wipe out the permanent ban. I get it, but imagine the hoopla that conservative people, the red states, will give. Okay, so just one step at a time. Okay, I know Biden is old, but one step at a time. I'll explain more in the webinar. All right, now we're gonna get to yeah, I think Patricia's next. Apparently by default here. Someone asked, hey Patricia, what's up?
Hi. So it's a little bit of a complicated situation. So I'm in a relationship with a woman, and she actually committed marriage fraud. I'm a U.S. citizen. She committed marriage fraud about maybe 20 years ago, and she was caught. She was going to get deported, and her lawyer was able to get her a 810, I believe it's called. So I'm wondering if there's any type of forgiveness for that, and if it was possible for her to, obtain now that we're together.
It's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult. Yeah. Okay. I've tried before for a client, and I remember the common thing people say. People like, well, I have a kid with my spouse, and I wish that were that easy. First of all, a kid is not required. Okay. But the prior marriage, I'm not going to go into full detail, of course, attorney-client confidential, but that was allegedly fraud as well. They didn't communicate with each other. They weren't even living in the same place. So unfortunately, so what I'm trying to share as quick as summary as possible is that when they filed their first case on their own with first case with the second marriage, I know it was legit. I could tell even without a kid, but unfortunately, every time they received the RFE, NOID, notice of intent to deny, they didn't even ask for information of the second marriage and always asked about the first one.
Mhm.
And in that first one, she was or he or she was very young, so they didn't have any evidence really. So
I see. So it's practically impossible for her to get she married a man, so I don't, and then they did let her stay due to being a lesbian. So I'm like, maybe she can say, like she was afraid of getting deported and that's why she committed the fraud, and maybe she can get the forgiveness. I don't know.
Was this while she was in America or outside America?
She was here in the United States.
U.S. Okay. I'm just trying to think of other situations, but right now, yeah, I don't think this situation applies here. But there's a waiver for misrepresentation, but it doesn't specify for like marriage fraud. It's just fraud in general.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Let me see. Okay.
But if you want, yeah, a little complex. This kind of situation, yeah, we don't. Yeah, sometimes I have to be the bad news bearers, but currently, as far as I know, I haven't seen any new or recent like Supreme Court type cases related to marriage fraud.
Mm-hmm.
But us immigration attorneys usually are cognizant of something like that. But yeah, if something comes through, then contact us, okay? But I don't see anything right now.
Okay, and then
Okay.
also just to be clear, you had to be married before the 17th, or the 17th was the last day to get married? Because I'm a little confused about that.
Okay, let me take a look on this government website here. Evidence of legally valid marriage to a U.S. citizen as of June 17th. So June 17th or before.
Got it. Okay, sounds good.
That's my interpretation.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you
Sounds good.
married?
Thank you.
Did you get that
No,
done?
we're not.
Oh,
No, we're not married.
asking for a friend. Got it. Okay, cool.
All
All right,
sounds
thanks.
good.
Good night,
Thank
Patricia.
you.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Man, I wish I knew all the cases in my head. I wish I did. And y'all, now you have an idea. Like, you can't just ask any lawyer like question about different practice area. I actually get more questions about traffic tickets, and I'm like, yo, that is so much information to share. Because it's so different depending on the locality. I do much better with immigration questions. All right, so I think we're going to YouTube here. Guy, correct me if I'm wrong on your name. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Hanging in there. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
Good. How can I help you?
Yes. I have applied in July 2017 for U visa, and I got the work permit in 2022 May, the bona fide determination. And
2022?
yes, I got it in 2022. It's
Okay.
been 2 years, but I haven't received any U visa approved letter yet.
2000. And you filed in 2017. Did you have the work permit?
I have a work permit, the one bona fide determination.
Okay, that's good. You had the work permit. Okay, so
Like
2017. Someone earlier on the show said she's been waiting seven years, I believe, for the U visa application.
yeah.
So you're right around that time, 7 years actually.
Yes.
I was trying to remember if there's a website that could mention timing wise, but I don't recall when, actually, unfortunately.
My sister had applied in 2016 in the month of August, and she just last year of August she received her U visa approved. So someone in November 15, 2016, they
Mhm.
approved for the U visa.
Mm.
So my question is, like, if the Biden policy comes in the system, should I go for the new policy or should I wait for the U visa?
That's a similar question to someone before. Um, so you might know that even when let's say you get U visa approved today, you still have to wait 3 years of the U visa to file for residency. Um, are you married right now to a U.S. citizen?
I'm married, but my husband is not a U.S. citizen. But I have two U.S. citizen children. One is 12 years old and one is 9 years. But I have been America since 2001, and I came in America when I was 17.
Okay.
But I have a volunteer departure.
Oh, okay. Signed by a judge?
I'm sorry.
Signed by a judge?
I don't know what was that happened because my uncle tried to help me and I don't know at that time what to do, but I was under 18, and my lawyer, I think my lawyer took a wrong decision that time, and they say just tell that you're gonna leave the country in 90 days,
Hmm.
and I never leave the country. And then they say he said that you don't have to leave country, you just say that, but I don't know that time that's a wrong.
Ah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's a strategy call. It's a difficult decision. Um, man, that's why this when I present this type of information to a client, it's pretty in depth. It's so much information that I record it in the video because it's just so in depth, and it's a difficult decision. But ultimately, for you, if you wanted to go through the marriage case, you have a couple extra steps, right? I think you said your husband is a resident.
no. My husband is illegal.
Oh, okay. You can't do the parole in this new program anyway.
But I have two U.S. citizen children.
Um, the information see here is that the children is more so to benefit the children, not that the U.S. citizen children are sponsoring you. Am I wrong on that?
I thought a person who live in 10 years in America,
Uh
who
huh.
has citizen children.
The only thing I see here, let me share with you. This is what I love to do, y'all. I love to share the screen. This is the USCIS website, .gov/keeping families together. Okay, I just clicked on the first box on the homepage. To be considered on a case-by-case situation for discretionary grant of parole in place, an individual must be in the U.S. without admission or parole. Okay, meaning without legal entry. Number two, have been continuously living present in the U.S. for at least 10 years as of June 17th, and have a legally valid marriage to a U.S. citizen as of June 17th. The only thing here related to children is down below in the paragraphs about non-citizen children of spouses who are granted parole under this process may also be considered for parole. So it's not the other way around. I hope that helps
Oh,
in explaining this.
maybe I misunderstood the news. It doesn't work with the U.S. citizen children.
No, that's another situation. That's when they're 21 in general, but that's nothing to do about parole.
Oh, so
Well, good thing you're on the show to clarify.
right. So I won't be qualified for this parole.
Unfortunately, no. So I would wait. So your only option right now is to wait for the U visa. Okay. It sounds like you're pretty close to getting approved. All
Right.
right. Also, the other benefit U visa is that you technically don't need to get your court case reopened and dismissed. That's the benefit of U visa and T visa when it comes to eventually 3 years later for residency. Okay.
So my volunteer departure won't hurt me for the U visa, right?
It will not affect you. However, for us, we always advise try to get reopened and dismissed, but ultimately USCIS can still approve your 485 because you have in the future U visa.
Sure.
Okay.
So, do I have to reopen my case and clear that case before I get U visa approved, or I can do that later?
You could do it later.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thanks, Guy.
Thank you so much, Mr. John.
Absolutely. Have a good night. Take care. All right. Dropping some knowledge here. Hopefully, y'all get some good information here. And look, y'all, it is 12:30 a.m. My family thinks I'm asleep. It's 12:30, so it's late. I'm a little tired. I'm gonna try my best here. I want to try and get through at least 5 more people on the guest list here. Thanks for your patience. I see a couple questions here. So, what was I trying to say? If you think I'm wrong, it's all good. Prove me wrong. Share your screen. Can you do that? I don't know if you can, but share your source because I love to share my source. But I'm not saying that in a jerky way. It's just like literally, I want to learn, right? Like even what you're experiencing where you are in the country is probably different, right? Like if people ask about processing time, it could be different where you live. Or but if you're coming at me saying, "Oh, my friend said this, my friend experienced this," every time we ask, "Well, what's your friend's name?" No, we never asked what your friend's name, but it was seriously like, what did your friend go through? What was the process? What was the basis? Was it the exact same situation as you? Um, but the other thing I want to share before I invite another guest is I think her name was Guy a second ago. She was talking about her uncle. Her uncle told her to do this or do that, and the attorney advised this. And sometimes when you get that advice, it's like literally at the court hearing. So I know she said she was 17 years old, but look, y'all are you're on the TikTok, your YouTube, your Facebook, you're on the live show. You're investing your time to be with us in this community, greencardguys.tv community. If you're willing to take this time to invest in your case, invest in your freedom in America, or even just to get the hell outside US for travel, you should call an attorney one-on-one, immigration attorney focused on immigration. And in fact, talk to at least two. Okay. I have no hard feelings. Okay. If y'all if I'm the second, 20th attorney or the first one, I have no hard feelings. I consider like immigration status, legal status as like getting surgery. Okay. You want to do it the right way. Okay. As best as possible, as smooth as possible for you. Because we receive so many increase of bad experiences, unfortunately. Okay. So don't feel bad. Don't be shy. All right. Now we got 8 people here, so I know y'all are not shy. Let me go to see here. Oh, I was gonna ask Francesca, I think is her name, but I don't see her name anymore. Real Denise, let me see if you're on now. Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good. How are you?
I'm okay. Quick question about the I-751. I'm a flight attendant and I travel a lot internationally and I have the added stamp. Following a flight, when I re-enter with CBP, I go through the most humiliating experience where they, escort me loudly next to my passengers to secondary in a not very discreet way,
Right.
And when I miss a connecting trip because of any potential delays or anything happens, I can lose my job.
Right.
Flights can get disrupted, which can lead to operational delays, but my expedite request got denied. What other alternatives do I have? Because the CBP policy manual sends all added stamps automatically to secondary, apparently. So,
How long has your 751 been pending?
about a year and a half.
Well, first I should have said I apologize. Sorry to hear for those experiences. So is 751, are you currently married to the person who sponsored you?
Yes.
So it's been a year and a half. It's probably been 3 years of residency then, right?
Yes, but I was a digital nomad before, so I don't have like the full days or time that you need to be in the US.
Okay,
I
okay,
at least have to wait another year or maybe 2 years even.
okay. Yeah, because you already know what I was going to suggest. Like, as soon as you can
Citizenship.
apply to become a citizen, because that can be what pushes the case forward a bit better, or sooner than later, in a sense. Because maybe your receipt notice said automatic extension 48 months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's like a good or bad thing at the same time. Like, bad enough that they acknowledge that they're so slow. They give you 48 months extra.
yep, exactly. It's just going through it's humiliation. Everybody is thanking me in the line. Everything it was wonderful. It was a very respectful exchange, and then all of a sudden this officer starts waving the passport escort, and then they kind of see that I'm getting detained. So is there any alternative that I can do or can push for speeding up the case, or any other document I can use that would not trigger secondary all the time?
As far as I know so far, no, unfortunately. I'll write this your I'll write this down, okay? So I can ask my colleagues if it's okay with you.
Sure.
But us attorneys, some of us are in a association, so we have a message board. But yeah, that would be
That'll be wonderful. Very helpful.
if you can send me a DM since you're on TikTok, and TikTok makes it easier, of course. And just put in
Yeah,
a, the
we'll do that.
just put in like 751 flight attendant. I'll remember.
All right.
Okay. Because that would be interesting if customs could have something. And plus, you're in uniform, right? When you're going through customs.
I am.
What the and that's the thing, when the Muslim travel ban happened, like, it's like these officers came out of the woodwork, like they acted like Trump, so it's ridiculous. But
It's insane. Thank you so much, John.
Okay.
I really appreciate your time.
Sure thing.
Thanks for what you do.
Absolutely. You have a good night, and thank you. You too.
You as well.
Thanks for keeping people calm on the flights.
All right.
All right. Take care. Bye. Alrighty. Man, that's nuts. I feel bad for what he has to go through. Let's see. So we got. I know I see a couple questions. Fidel, is there a statute of limitations in any situation immigration law? Yes, there is actually. For VAWA, I'll see what I can remember right now. For VAWA, if you get divorced, you have to file for VAWA within 2 years. Ridiculous. They shouldn't have that. If you are a widower of a U.S. citizen, you have to file within 2 years of the death. Ridiculous law. Sorry, I don't know why it's so bright. But my TV went idle because I've been online for a long time. This is 148. Let's see here. Other question. Henshaw, you've been here for 10 years. You have no criminal records, 2 kids, but divorced. Do you qualify for PIP? And no, not based on the marriage one, but if you maybe qualify for the category 2 one based on the work visa. Soyon, you came in 2016. 2016. We're not in 2026, so unfortunately, that's not going to fly. Fran, what's up? Welcome back. How does an immigrant that can benefit from this PIP prove he or she has been here for 10 years? Oh, a whole bunch of documents. It could be like your car registration, could be medical documents, like even as like a regular checkup, your dentist, if you've been cleaning your teeth once or twice a year, at least. A lot of things. Bills, definitely the bills. And then worst case scenario, your bank accounts. Okay, so there's a bunch. We definitely try to think as outside the box as possible. Prime Veers Gaming, you applied for U visa 2017. You're still waiting for approval. So once the Biden policy starts, should you go for the new policy or wait for your visa? So your question is similar to others that have a couple others that have a similar like wait time, 7 years or so on the e-visa. It sounds like based on someone else's comments, experience that you might get approved or get at least get a decision in the next year or so. Okay, year or less. So if that's the case, then I would wait for the U visa. Okay, especially if you have a court case that was order removed or voluntary departure from the past. Because otherwise, if you do it through marriage, it's a couple extra steps. um, Sujin Park, do you have to go to other country to get adjustment of status for H-1B? That would be a webinar type question because I need to know more about your situation. Sounds like you have H-1B right now. The short answer is no, you can stay in America. So adjustment of status means processing your case while you're in America and you don't have to leave the United States. But if you have to leave the United States, if that's a strategy for some reason, or you required to by law, then we don't call that adjustment of status. We call that consular processing. In consular because you have an interview at the consulate, basically, or embassy. It would just be easier if they say option A or option B. Let me get one more here. Now, invite someone to the show. Jesus, you've been married for 10 years to a U.S. citizen and have been present in the U.S. for 31 years, but you recently went to prison for DUI. Will you still be eligible? If they use a definition of significant misdemeanor to be similar to DACA, then DUI, DWI, that's not gonna fly, unfortunately. So hopefully you can apply for some kind of post-conviction relief if you need to, but let's wait for some more guidance from DHS or USCIS about significant misdemeanor, okay? Before you take some significant action on that. Zohab, so disappointed with this executive action. What if people are married or married, not citizens? Yeah, I'm waiting on guidance for that. Even if you're not a U.S. citizen, but you're married to a resident, if there's a cutoff time for the person who is a sponsor to become a citizen, or if you literally have to be a citizen as of June 17, 2024. The executive action language is not intended to define everything. It's more so, at the very least, share a couple requirements, the main requirements, and share policy reasons. And then the rest is up to USCIS, typically up to the agency. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I'm partially disappointed. I get it that some people, of course, obviously, if you're not eligible as how it's described right now, of course you're going to say it's unfair, right? But this is the reality, right? I mean, executive branch is not Congress. If this is done by Congress, then they hypothetically could include more people. But Congress doesn't want to get shit done other than fund the military and ban TikTok. If you are on TikTok right now, at least, and you appreciate how you get information on TikTok, write in the word save. Save, okay? Because I am interested. I am interested in how many people think that Congress is stupid. Oh my god, they have no idea. I mean, I've seen people, not to go off too much tangent, but have you seen on your feed? I've seen some like disabled folks or just people that are able to accrue income, gain income just being at home. I mean, I do love to get outside the house from time to time, go to the office, things like that. But some people can't. And they're able to it's not just the amount of followers, TikTok shop. I mean, I'm not gonna do all that, but I don't got time for that. But it's helpful to people. So think about this. If TikTok, I mean, I don't know if it's a national security concern, but if it was, wouldn't you think that Congress would just ban the thing right now? A couple months ago? I don't know. Think about that. Why am I even talking about this? so that you can understand Congress. Okay? You can understand how stupid Congress is. Okay? Just the whole thing. Okay? And no, I'm not necessarily trying to say drain the swamp like Trump. I mean, I think Trump organization needs to be draining that swamp. Apparently. Anyways, back to immigration. Sujin, your question was for PIP. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, you can adjust status with marriage PIP. That's the whole purpose. Okay. But I don't know if you need PIP, Sujin, because sounds like you have H1B. That's what I infer. Param Veer Gaming, can other presidents change this policy? It's possible. I mean, President Trump tried to get rid of DACA. He couldn't. Due to lawsuits by red states, they stopped new applicants of DACA, but he couldn't get rid of the whole thing. And even TPS, he tried to get rid of it, which is kind of interesting, right? TPS stands for temporary protected status, but he couldn't get rid of that. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure some of them conservative folks who are capitalists don't want that person to get rid of it anyway. Because think about it. The more people that live in America, the more taxes that they can get from us, the more rent money, the more mortgage money. It doesn't make sense to kick out people. The financial system does not make sense to kick out people from America, to deport people. The deportation machine makes sense in the prison scenario, but not in the financial scenario for like landlords and things like that. Okay. I'll get off my soapbox on that, but let me answer some more immigration questions. So we got one more question, and then I'll invite someone to the show. Let me sleep on Thursdays. That's a good name. You're an international student, F1. Your friend and you want to get married. Well, I'm assuming by friend, you mean significant other. You've known each other for 2 years, and in your country, gay marriages are not legal. Do you think that could work? Yeah, it can work. I was just scrolling through, just on my daily scrolling through of the USCIS policy manual. I love to read the definitions from time to time, and I think I just did that. Actually, let me show you. I got it up right now. Actually, just because I have this stuff up here. Let me find it first. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. For let me sleep on Thursdays, or anyone else who have a same sex or same gender marriage. Okay, so I am sharing the chapter 2 marriage and marital union from in the USCIS policy manual. Okay. In June 2013, I remember that time. That was a good time. Supreme Court held that Section 3 of the Defense of Marriage Act, DOMA, which had originally limited the terms marriage and spouse to opposite sex marriages for purpose of federal laws, was unconstitutional. So, yes, long story short, USA recognizes same-sex marriages for purposes of immigration law. Okay.
USB mode.
Oh shit. What's my mic? What is my speaker doing? Okay. So hopefully that helps you. It does not matter what the hell's going on in your country or nationality. Real quick, Booker's got some good info here. PIP decision and removal proceedings will not be assessed by Doyle memo, but enforcement policy under the guidelines of enforcement by Secretary Mayorkas. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's invite I believe Evelyn. Evelyn, are you on TikTok still? Looks like it.
Hello.
Hi, Evelyn, you're on. I see your comment actually. 601.
Yes, yes, I have a question. I'm currently, I petitioned my husband and we are waiting for the approval for 601. So we have approximately 40 months of wait time. And, for him to go to Guatemala for his interview. So what do we do? Do we drop the case? Obviously he didn't want to leave. He was scared,
Yeah.
even though we got approved, but they have the last decision when you're out. So what do we do now? Do we continue that?
You already filed it how long ago?
Yes. It was submitted last year in May of 2023. So I checked yesterday. So our approximately wait time is at 40 months.
Mhm.
It was at first 40.8. Now it's saying 40. So it's
I know, right? Like
over 3 years.
yeah, like 3 days ago I saw 43.5. So I would just, since you already paid for it, just leave it there, leave it pending. And even if the status online says at some point actively being reviewed, if you follow my channel, they don't actually open it until like years later. So unfortunately, but so go ahead and because we have a couple months wait time on this parole on what they're gonna like say use the same form that currently exist, or they're gonna create a new one. But they so far they have not announced an effective date to start this. But Biden yesterday said end of summer, but that could mean August, July, September. We don't know. So, but yeah, you already paid for the waiver, so just leave it there for now.
But I guess more my question, would he still, if we do the paroling plates, would he still get a work permit, or will automatically the process move faster because we are so far in the actual initial petition? Yeah, he's done fingerprints, all that process pretty much is skipped.
Yeah, I would with the intent of the parole in place program for married folks, you can file a work permit because you'll be filing the 45, or when you file the 485 application and the I-130, you also file a 765 application as well, and that's for the work permit. But yeah, I don't know currently. Currently the way military parole in place works is that we file there's a couple different ways, but the preferred way, in my opinion, is file the parole in place first, because that part doesn't cost any money currently. I don't know with this new opportunity if they're going to do that to keep it free. But typically it's parole in place application first. But we'll see on that if you could do it all in together or not. Hopefully that answers your question. But yes, you can get a work permit. He can.
Okay, I'm just crossing fingers that this process might be faster and definitely will keep him in the U.S.
Yeah, faster, I don't know. But the marriage cases in America, 3 to 5 months, but that's without the military parole in place. And so that is my concern in general, the timing wise, processing time. It certainly will be faster than your waiver case that you filed a year ago.
Because we've been in this process. I initially made an initial petition in 2017. So it's taken 7 years already.
Started process 2017.
Delay my whole
What happened?
faster.
The petition took a long time, or
No, the first petition, the 130 got answered like in 120 days. That went fast, but after that, it's just
pandemic.
been slower.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I said, like, that's our main worry. And then the other question is because I guess the reason why we had to do the waiver, obviously he's been here in the United States for over a year, legally. But the day when he initially entered the U.S., he got caught and released. And he came back the same day. So I know when we did they checked on the record, nothing popped up like that. That was back in 2003. So it was still paper.
Yeah, we call that
So,
catch and release. We call that like a voluntary return. So those are supposed to be okay. We've been
Okay, so it was
successful with
effective.
that. So you don't have to like do emotion reopen or anything.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
so much.
Good luck to you. Okay. Have a lot. Take care. Alrighty. So this is what I'm trying to do. You know, point you in the right direction, provide some peace of mind, some assurance, or maybe I can't. Maybe I have bad news bears. You know, it depends on your situation. Let me answer a couple more questions on the written comments here, and then I will invite another person. Jen, thank you so much. Happy to help. Lucy, you're right. I'm back to you guys. TikTok. Okay. Um, Amber, what's the difference between the new process and the original marriage route? If you're talking original marriage route, meaning like someone in America, the difference is that the parole in place allows someone who has entered America without a visa, without a border crossing card, without another type of parole, without legal entry. Okay, so some people call that illegally. Then that person, immigrant spouse, can stay, or immigrant child can stay here while the entire process happens in Estados Unidos, America, okay? In the great country of America. That's the main difference. Benefit, I guess you could say. All right. You know, my original, oops. We're at 8,500 likes. Thank you so much. I have no idea what that means, but I really appreciate it. No, I know it helps the algorithm. That's what I've been told by my marketing team. Thank you so much for the love. Okay. Before you go to sleep, if you don't mind, just like, if you're just like this right now, just tap the screen for like 10 seconds and then pass out. It's all good. All right. But if somehow you're passed out and you could just like click the plus sign, that'd be great because we're trying to get to 10,000 followers. Honestly, I don't care about these numbers, but my marketing team tells me, and to help you all out, that my marketing team has been telling me, yo, John, all these people are asking for videos about questions, and they don't want to join your live every day. I get it. So what can help is that instead of me re-recording so many videos of similar questions, when we get to at least 10,000 followers, apparently TikTok will allow us to create playlists that, you know, you've seen other people with like those little rectangles, I think. That would help a lot. It allow us to save some videos there. And I'll try my best. My team tells me in my training videos I talk a lot. I mean, we're in a live show for 2 hours. Um, my wife doesn't believe that there's people asking questions at this hour. She has no idea. She has no idea. We're trying to help you all out, right? We're trying to point you in the right direction, okay? If anything. Appreciate the love. Thanks for the sharing the channel. Um, share it to anyone, okay? Because even if they don't have an immigration case, even if you have a conservative friend, just share it with them, okay? And just ask them to follow because we're trying to get to 10,000 followers for y'all. If you have a question and I'm not able to answer it here on this tonight or another show, I don't know if this would be the best way, but either DM us or just ask under a video because fortunately it does allow us to filter comments versus like just activity in general, I think. So it's easier for us to just record there and share the response. If you don't mind, give me a week or so, but I'll try my best. Okay. I think my marketing team just has to lock me in a room and tell me to record like 50 videos. Let's see here. If y'all are married, I am interested how many people are married to a U.S. citizen. Put in love as a comment, okay? If you don't mind, if you're not asleep, put in love in a comment or a emoji of love's a heart symbol. Then I have an idea. Um, let's see. TTTT on TikTok. How long will it take after submitting supporting docs? Your U.S. citizen apply for a husband overseas. Which phase are you though right now? Do you mean to the CEAC portal? If you submit an upload to CEAC portal, I think in general, based on our experience, it'd be like about 1 to 3 weeks to wait for an email from the National Visa Center. I don't want to say it's a long email, but more or less is a phrase they use, documentarily complete. That basically means your case is in line for an interview, but in no way, shape, or form does not mean your case is like going to have an interview like next week. I mean, if it does, if y'all get it in less than 6 months, come back to the show and let us know, and let us know which embassy or consulate, because other folks here want to know that. Okay, I get that question a lot. Hey, Jen, sending support from Deep South Texas. Deep South? Are you in McAllen area? I have a fraternity brother that lives in McAllen. He loves it. He sent me a picture of his house, saying how much cheaper it is. VD6663. Have I learned anything additional about the work visas? Thanks for that question. That's what I intended to talk about as well. It's so late now that a lot of this website looks like blah to me. But let's see what we can get through here. Oh, that question or I was mentioning to someone that was just on the show here. In order to be considered for parole, an individual will need to file a form with USCIS along with supporting documentation, okay, duh, to show they meet the requirements and pay a fee. Because I was wondering the past couple of days, how much is that fee going to be? Okay, so stay tuned. Eventually, they're going to send in a proposed rule in the Federal Register. Okay, if anyone's wondering what the Federal Register is, I'll show it a different day. But basically, it's a database where if an agency is going to like implement a rule of an executive action like President Biden signed, then the agency has to propose a rule. Okay, and it usually is 60-day comment period. So you could comment to this. I feel like if you're like, dadgummit, how come you didn't include me? How come you didn't do 7 years instead of 10? Maybe you can comment. I don't think they're going to change it. I've talked to a lawyer before who has read comments. Like that was part of their job. I don't remember which agency they work for, but they basically don't change anything. Usually not, unless it's like a lawsuit. But put in your comments. You never know when they could. Most people don't comment because they don't know about it. But y'all on the live show, y'all been here for a while, and I really appreciate the love. I know y'all gonna comment, so I'm gonna send y'all this website for to register when it gets published. And it does say further information regarding eligibility and application process, including a notice of the proposed rule in the Federal Register, will be published in the near term. So one more thing here. USCIS will reject any filings or individual requests received before the date when the application period begins later this summer. Hey, later this summer? Later this summer sounds better than end of summer. It's already mid-June. It's June 20th. Man, I'll be pretty amazed if they like allow this to start before the end of July. If you think it's going to be before end of July, put July, okay, in the comments. Okay, this will be interesting because technically the form exists. The form already exists, okay? The form already exists. 131. Sorry, I keep repeating what I'm saying because I read some other comments here. Hey Booker, thanks for the thanks for the comment. You guys are cool. You guys are backing me up. I appreciate it. It's all good. Igor says, "Who's Aziz?" All good. All I know is he lives in Pennsylvania. But Aziz Booker says Aziz was so rude, pretentious, and condescending towards Mr. Ting. It's all good. I mean, yeah, my brain can only hold so much capacity. So, if there was, When I went to law school, I thought I wanted to be an appellate lawyer because, I love reading, not fictional stuff, clearly for me, but, and I was in what do you call that? Executive director of law review in my law school, so I love editing, but, yeah, it's just there's no time in the day to read every single case for sure, and then even reading a case takes a long time to analyze it, okay? So, yeah, but anyways, I appreciate the love. Yeah, any way I can help, definitely. Um, which your other comment, your other lawyer didn't know anything about defense asylum and referred you to some other lawyer, and she was a rock star. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have a list of referrals as well. I mean, I'm even meeting another attorney friend, immigration attorney friend in Houston, where I'm at on Friday. It's just good to connect. Actually, the AILA Immigration Lawyers Conference was just this past week. I unfortunately couldn't attend. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's like plumbers or something, I guess. I'm just like that. Well, maybe plumbers are not that good. I wish I could think of them. All right, so gotta give them some love because I can't do that stuff. I'm noticing my voice is kind of giving out, so I don't know how this will work, but I'm kind of awake right now. All right, so I'm not drunk, okay? Let me be clear. I'm not blacked out because if you've been blacked out before, you can like still walk around or something. Tutu, okay, Tutu. I think you're next. Let's see if she's still on.
Oh, no.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi, you made it.
Yes, I did. I thought I actually missed it.
You're good.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and for the information you're sharing here.
Sure thing.
I was actually on your live yesterday, so I try to share it to as many people as I can.
Thanks.
I have a question. So regarding like the Biden law, you did mention half of it when I was online yesterday. I think I have a similar case with a person named Daisy, the last person you picked yesterday.
Okay.
But the only difference is like my partner, we have 2 kids. He had a deportation back in 2006 through asylum. He was seeking an asylum, but they refused to grant it. So when we got married, he didn't know he had a deportation case, unfortunately.
Oh man. Uh-huh.
So when we got married, they approved the I-130, and then our lawyer decided to move forward. I think it was to apply for the green card or something like that. That's when he found out that the deportation was in place.
Yeah. Okay.
And he did the first motion, but it was denied. And then we did it. We went with another lawyer again. They did some messed up different motions, federal motions and stuff like that, but everything was denied. So I don't know with this new law, like if he's, he don't have no criminal records. He paid his taxes and everything. He's been here for like 20 something. We've been married for almost 10 years now with 2 kids. So I don't know if
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When you say he didn't know about it, which makes sense, we've heard some people like that. Did he find out when that court hearing happened? What year, at least?
The court,
The immigration court case.
So he did mention the last time he was in court when the judge mentioned that she wasn't gonna grant it. That was the last time in 2006, and he never been in another court.
Okay. Oh, and that's when he filed for asylum?
He filed 2002.
2002, and then 2006 was the order removal. Okay. There is something called, I didn't have a chance to mention this to others, just sometimes more information pops in my head later on. There's something called motion reopen based on changed circumstances, but changed circumstances is because of the country of nationality. So It's not necessarily change the circumstances of like your personal circumstances. But I'm a bit of an optimist, unlike other lawyers, um, because I just knew something was going to happen. Of course, I can. It's sounds weird that I say that now, but with especially with the prosecutorial discretion, it's always existed. It's just been more expansive under the Biden administration. So people who have an order of removal currently, the PD memo. If you heard me say earlier, other people have mentioned the memo. It's talking about the expansive prosecutorial discretion, meaning, have you heard of this?
No.
Okay, that's okay. So the quick version of the explanation is that the attorneys for the government, Department of Homeland Security, has authority to agree with private lawyers like me, to either like reopen or get the case dismissed if the case is active. The problem, though, that's great, right? But the problem is that there's so many thousands of active cases that they're putting priority on those to review versus the people who have been order removed. Okay.
Right.
So the key thing that we've learned in the past couple of years of doing this is that the Department of Homeland Security attorneys are taking actually reviewing the history of the case to see like why was this person order removed in the first place.
Right.
So what we've learned is that people who may have lied before, and then in the order, if it says like someone's been found not credible, meaning lied, then it's going to be very difficult to reopen that case.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know your husband's history, but if it's been many years, right? You said 2006, so 18 years, I believe. So then, in the meantime, if he doesn't have the records from in the past, right now is a good time to go ahead and submit a request to the court to get a copy of it.
Yeah, so I did actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the little knowledge, I also kind of I worked for a lawyer before, so I have a little bit knowledge of it. So I went ahead and decided to like get all the records and stuff like that. To my surprise, actually, the judge that denied his case have been fired from being a judge. They did some investigation, and she currently works as a clerk in DC somewhere. I mean, I heard this based on the lawyers. They said they found her to like deny so many cases, and they have been doing investigations. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't look depth in it, to be honest, but based on two lawyers that I worked with, they said, when they read the script, it didn't make no sense, to be honest. Like the reason why they denied the case in the first place and put an order of deportation right away, So
that the judge did not give a reason?
No reason. Because at first they were afraid that he probably like missed the first appointment, but everything is there. He saw the first officer. He went to everything that was needed, and all the proof were there, and people that was witness were put on stand. So there was not a strong reason, but again, I guess we waited for a long time, and then we have been like meeting wrong lawyers in the first place. I guess I wasn't fighting much with the case.
Yeah. It's difficult to find the right lawyer, and maybe they did a good job. I don't know. It's a long time ago, but we try to do the best we can with the facts we have at the time, and but yeah, I wouldn't give up. Okay, keep an open mind.
You guys, because I currently live in New York. Do you guys represent like people from New York? Or
Yeah, we help anyone whoever lives wherever they are. I mean,
and this is a kind of case that you also like work with, or is
the court case?
Like this exactly like my own case, because I found out that not every lawyer focuses in, like, especially when it comes to like motions like this. Some of them doesn't really go into that. So I don't know if your law firm work with.
Yeah, we help with removal cases. We accept limited removal cases, especially if they're active. More so because they have more deadlines that like more timely, but but yeah, we will, like, if we were to look at your case or accept your case, offer representation, we will want to look at the removal order first, and then the next action step for anyone else has a similar situation as your husband, is to ask Department of Homeland Security if they would join their motion to reopen and then dismiss.
Okay.
Okay. Before, and it may depend if you want to file the parole in place first, but at the very least, because there's a fee, right? So
Right.
I'm all about trying to save anyone money if possible, but it's usually better at least if there's one application on file. Maybe you mentioned petition before or someone else, but if you at least have something on file, then we can provide that as proof.
Okay. It's
Okay.
the I-130, right?
Yeah, I-130. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we have that.
Okay. Well, yeah, at least something. Show that you've taken some kind of action. Tried, basically.
So Paul, just go on, do we DM you or how, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I try to check your information on
Uh-huh.
TikTok here. I don't know. Is the number, everything is listed there, right? So I have to call which
Yeah,
one?
so for you or anyone else is interested, because I see the question, similar question, like how to get in contact with us, take the next step. You know, I'll try to explain as short as possible or quickly. There's 3 options. There's my profile link somewhere up there on TikTok. You click that, and then down below my picture, the circle picture, is a link. It starts with ZAAP, and it's gonna have 3 options. The first option is I put instructions there. The first option is if you want our services, then you just pay this amount as a reservation fee to learn more about our team and everything, strategy plan. But option 2 is if you're like, I hate John, but I just want answers, then that's option 2 for a traditional consult fee. That's 3 digits. And then option 3 is a webinar, just to learn more information in general.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
definitely.
And you can like self-schedule. It's pretty easy in that
Got
sense.
you. You're definitely gonna hear from me. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Appreciate
All
your
right.
time.
Have a good night. Thanks for coming back.
You too.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. I know a lot of y'all have come back to back nights. Oh my God, it's 2.5 hours. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? A lot of y'all have been waiting probably just as long as I have for this news. I mean, it's been at least 12 years since something significant in immigration has happened. 12 years ago was DACA and the new waiver of 601A. And Biden has taken it not just a step forward, I would say like a leap forward, because think of it as like the Olympic Games where you got the what do you call that? The long jumper. I was in track. I wasn't in field. I was in track. I ran the 800 meter. The long jumper, I feel like he took a leap, okay? Because this parole option is to get rid, it's like it is basically to replace the 601A. It's to take over what Obama created. So obviously not everyone is eligible for parole, but a lot of y'all, at least they estimate at least 500,000 people. So, but even though you could be eligible for parole, there could be something else that legally does not allow you to be eligible. So keep that in mind, especially for like, oh, I listened to John's show, but I'm going to talk to this consultant, Uncle Bob, Auntie May. You still need to talk to a lawyer 101, okay, folks? Even if it's not me, it's cool. It'll be on my distinct pleasure for my team to help you. But if you're going to talk to someone else, at least talk to an immigration lawyer, for the love of God, please. If you're going to get anything from my show, at least talk to an immigration lawyer, please, please. Okay. Even if they charge you more than me. Okay. All right, let's see. Someone asked, what is PIP? Man, y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. Let me see. You know what? I see another attorney here on the show. My buddy here. Let me see if I can invite him. Okay, it says invitation sent. Let me see. Is he popping up? Luis Victoria? Oh, he's gone offline. Oh, too bad. I was going to give him a shout out. Hey, if you're I think in Miami, Florida, you want attorney in person, check out Luis Victoria. But y'all are funny. Someone asked, "What is a PIP?" Andrea came late, and Art says, "Performance." Oh, come on, you're a jokester. Performance improvement plan. You're a jokester. Have you seen that? Some of those TikToks that they poke fun about the workplace environment. It's so sad. It's real. What's her name? Like Victoria or something? That's what makes me think about that performance improvement plan. Brianna, do I know what kind of documents should you prepare for PIP? So to save you all some time, I know this website says, I didn't even share it on the screen, did I, on YouTube? On the screen, it says that when the application period begins later this summer. So who knows? Maybe it's the end of June, end of July, August, September. I don't know. But if it's similar to DACA 12 years ago, then it could be September, but it could be earlier than that. So documents. In the meantime, because one of the requirements is that you have to have lived in the U.S. for 10 years as of June 17th, 2024. You go ahead and start gathering those 10 years of evidence. It could be tax returns. Not to say that you have to have tax returns, okay? But that's usually one of the easier ones. If you have something to show that you've been working, like a W-2, maybe you didn't file your taxes. But if you didn't, you should, by the way. But W-2, 1099, medical documents, your kids, like school records, like if it shows your name as a parent, enrollment card, you got some glasses, you got some shades, you pay for something, any bill that has your name, bonus, okay? That'd be good. Let me see. Art, how long does it take for I-130 approved for spouse? It depends if your spouse is in USA or abroad. If it's abroad, then usually 12 months, unfortunately. If in USA, then average 3 to 6 months in our experience in the last 2 years. Art, took you 14 months for petition? Lily, what about if your case is documented complete with NVC and you're just waiting for the appointment? Do you mean like would it be a good strategy for you or your spouse to do the parole? Um, yeah, I still recommend the parole because a shit ton of problems can happen and have happened even after the visa interview. Now, I'm not trying to scare anyone or cause any hesitation, but like if you're eligible for the parole program, I recommend doing that. And yes, even if you filed a petition already, got that approved, and you're wondering like, can I still use that petition? I wouldn't even worry about it. I would just refile it because you gotta to move the case file from NVC or the embassy back to USCIS. You gotta pay like what I saw yesterday. Is you gotta pay like $590, I believe. That's the 824 form. The I-130 is $535. So just makes sense to pay the one that's less money at this point. So hopefully that helps. But hey, if you want to make a trip out of it, also depends which country. Unfortunately, the countries in the Middle East and like Pakistan get the most crap by the US government. A Queen, if that's you, should you get the I-130 started or should you just wait for parole? I would just wait for the parole. Because I mean, if anything, you can hypothetically save 2 months. Just wait. If anything, you want to get prepared is getting that evidence of the 10 years living in America. I mean, I'm sure just that by itself would take you a couple months. Jess, you just got here? Come on. You gotta click follow. Click the plus sign so you can get notification in the future. I'm just messing, man. I can't believe I'm still on. The good thing about TikTok effect is that I don't look tired, looking pretty clean here. YouTube, I'm sorry, you can see my, yeah. How long, Cindy? How long have I been immigration attorney? So I'm licensed in Texas. Y'all look me up. What's my bar number? My bar number is 240792468. Okay, but you'll see no grievances, no complaints, and that's because I give a shit. Okay, I don't curse, but I do when it comes to immigration. Okay, in my day job, I guess night job now too. But I've been practicing for 12 years plus, so I know what it's like since Obama. It was a good time. Sometimes it's even better with Biden. Because Biden already knew what's going on, man. He already knew. Go ahead. Anyone has a question, just go ahead and ask the question because I might catch it. I'm going to, Jess, I was messing with you earlier, but what part of Texas? Houston. Each town, but I'm from Dallas. So I am a little sad about the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Stars. What was I going to say? I am going to record a recap of the Parole program probably in 2 parts at least. There's a lot of information. I'm probably doing 2 parts tomorrow with my interns. But I'm so tired now that I don't think I'd do a recap now. I guess if anything, if you think you're not eligible, don't give up. Wait until there's more guidance from the government. You betcha I'm going to go live or record a video to share with y'all whenever more information comes out. I mean, if I remember correctly, when it was DACA, I don't think the government was this quick to share information. So there's not everything completely. I'm still waiting for more definitions to come out about what a degree is, according to them. 2-year degree, 4-year degree, whatnot. Just key things to do. Start finding evidence of the 10 years. if your thing is from based on marriage. Oh, and you suggest you said in Dallas also? Okay, cool. Do I take cases from all states or how does it work? Sorry, you just got here too, Cindy. Go ahead and give a follow so you get the future notifications. Because honestly, I don't know what time I'm going to go live at night. I just go live when my family goes to sleep. Otherwise, I can't do it when 2 little kids running around and my spouse. Just can't do it. I can go live when they're asleep. Don't worry, they don't watch my shows at all, even after the fact. So yeah, if you get, it's all seriousness, seriously, that's why I say give it a follow on your respective channel because I don't know exactly what time I'm gonna go live. But yeah, we accept cases all over the country and the world. Same. Oh yeah, you got 2 little ones, Jess. Yeah. Man, that's a full-time job. I feel like I have at least 3 full-time jobs: parenting, managing my team, and then going live. Art, yeah, better do it before Trump is president again. I mean, I know we don't have the best candidates, okay, y'all, but and I poke fun at this, unfortunately. It's just, but like Biden's announcement yesterday, was it yesterday? I lost track of time now. Been live so many hours in the last 48 hours. But Biden, it's all for show, right? So I was just like, just say a couple things and get off the stage, brother. I hope he makes it, man. Okay, let me answer some questions. Hey, you know what? I see Luis real quick, and then I know I see. I'm gonna get Luis, another attorney in here. Then I'm gonna call in a couple of y'all. Okay, let me say what's up to Luis. Are you still on, brother? Man, we got Abogado Luis Victoria. Are you awake? Luis. I think he's asleep. He's in Eastern time.
I am here.
You're here? You're live. Everyone can hear you.
Hey, brother.
Did you just have a live?
Tell me again.
Did you just have a live show?
Oh no, it was kind of like 4 or 5 hours ago.
4 or 5 hours ago. What are you still doing awake? Well, Luis, hey, just a quick shout out to Luis Victoria. Is a great guy, great attorney. If you don't want someone virtually, okay, and you're in Miami, right? You're in Miami area, I think.
Miami area, yeah, exactly. We are in Doral, but you know,
Doral, okay, well, close
we're
enough.
here in,
You're in a
in Miami-Dade County, John.
yeah. Well, I don't know if you care for your governor. I don't care about Governor Abbott, but if you're in Miami area, Doral, Florida, and you want an attorney face to face, Luis Victoria is your guy. Okay.
Thank you, John.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and
You are excellent too. This is an excellent life.
yeah, I mean, we more the merrier, right? They just had Ayla this week, and love connecting with other immigration attorneys like Luis, and um, great to share information with each other because things could, things could be a little bit different in other cities. Like someone just asked
Yeah.
about Seattle, Miami field office could do it a little slightly different than Dallas and Houston that I'm accustomed to. Um,
We have a lot of Venezuelans here, John.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are asking for the executive order, how they can benefit from that.
Yeah, a lot of questions to still wait for guidance. I don't know if you've had people ask about the degree part, but I'm curious if it's going to count like a 2-year associates.
That's a good question. I mean, I hear that it's a bachelor's degree. I mean, it's not clear at all.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
A lot of
Um,
questions, especially for people that they have inadmissibilities, like not only unlawful presence, but like a re-entry, like a permanent bar, and other inadmissibilities. So I don't know.
yeah, I don't think it's unfortunately going to help the people at all with the perm bar, but we'll see. There's a lot of people I've been on the live show with me, probably same with you, that do have some kind of court case, whether closed out, order removed. I still think they have a pretty good chance. But we'll see. The ones order removed, that takes a long time for
And the
DHS
other
to
ones
review.
that they have the I-61A, so they have a lot of questions too. But I think they
Yeah.
have to wait for the approval for the parole in place.
Yeah, that's what I believe. If it's similar to military parole in place, I recommend the 131 first. Yeah. So, but yeah, Luis, hey, I just want to give you a shout out. I know you're tired, Eastern time. Yeah.
Yeah, here is a little bit late, but it's a pleasure to see you, John.
Well, nice to see you. Okay, get some rest. Talk to you
This
soon.
is a very great live, amazing. You are a very good, a great professional, a very good colleague and friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on. Have a good
This
night.
prestigious TikTok account.
Hey, follow Luis too, so you can get the 10,000 at least.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much. Yeah.
Okay, take care, Luis. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, keep in touch. Keep in touch, John. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation.
Sure thing. All right, take care, Luis. Bye bye.
Okay, bye. Thanks.
All right. I know that's some brotherly love right there. This profession can be a little bit lonely, because there's just so much to do, especially now. So anytime I can get a buddy live, it's strangely who would have thought in law school I'll be going live right now. Brianna, do I know any good lawyers in Seattle? Immigration lawyers? I definitely know some bad ones, unfortunately. But I can ask around. If you DM us, I can ask around. You know what? The best way, folks, Teresa, if you go to my link underneath my profile picture, I think we added an option here about email. So if you click on that email, just put in the request like Seattle immigration lawyer or something like that. Not Teresa, that's Brianna's question. Then I've told my team to expect more emails. Okay. and then we'll get you some kind of recommendation, okay? But y'all, for anyone that needs a recommendation or referral, just like a doctor, you need to do your own due diligence because I don't always know every single person, and even if I did, I don't know exactly how they do things in their own business, their own law firm, and how soon they file a case. Our max plan, we offer 3 service plans. Our max plan is to file a case in 30 days. I anticipate that's going to be a bit difficult with this new parole process, but we're going to try. Okay. We're going to try. For us, it's 30, 60, 90 days, max pro and light, really to just, manage client expectations. This question caught my attention for stormerific. Your husband passed request a request ago, but he had been here for 30 years and was married for 35. Are you saying your husband passed away? My condolences if that's what you're saying. I think that's what you mean. Can you be included in parole in place? Well, there is a widower widower application, but the thing is, are you in the U.S.? Stormerific, you may want to contact our team. Oh, passed away 5 years ago. Okay, because there's a statute of limitations, a restriction of 2 years. So I don't know where you're in the process, but in that kind of situation, I'm not as hopeful. But if you want to meet my team to verify that, please schedule a time, okay? And otherwise, in the meantime, if you want to Google search something, type in USCIS widower and look at the I-360 application. Okay, maybe that could point you in the right direction for now. Okay, all right. So I know there's many of y'all live and very, very patient to join the show. So I tell you what, I will try my best for the 9 people I think are currently waiting to join the show. I will try my best to get y'all on, okay? And there we go. So truth. Hello. Truth.
Hello.
What's up?
So, question. One thing I was wondering with this parole in place, I know they want evidence for like 10 years continuous for presence. How much evidence do you need? Like, do you need something for every year, or do you need a certain amount of documents for each year? What they possibly looking for, like for its continuous presence?
Yeah, great question, Truth. I remember when it was DACA 12 years ago, our checklist was like kind of like every month type of deal. But now that some 12 years have passed, I don't think that's going to be required. I mean, especially if you can't find something from like 10 years ago, I think it's going to be okay. So, and if anything, worst case scenario, they're supposed to send a request for evidence letter to say, like, for example, say, oh, well, 8 years ago, you don't have 8 months of information. So I guess what I'm trying to say, do your best, but don't go crazy trying to figure something out, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Just get as much evidence as I can, but not like
Yeah, and just, if anything, just like one document, like, for example, not, you don't have to share your age, but let's say you were in school, right? Whether it's high school or college, I mean, transcript is going to be good. Like,
Okay.
right? You know what I mean? Because it's probably going to show the whole semester for the whole year.
Right.
That's the easy one. Tax return, if it shows like your normal salary or something for that year, then most likely you're there in America the whole time or here in America. So hopefully that gives you an idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. That's
Sure.
the question I had.
All good. All right. Thanks for the follow. Take care.
Okay.
That was probably the easiest question on the live show so far, or quickest at least. Let's see. Okay. Dafala Bashir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Oh, something happened to the mic.
Quick question. So, asylum granted last November.
Congrats.
Thank you. And I applied for my green card last, I believe, March, and I get it in 2 months. So here, my attorney is saying that you cannot get approval before a year after my granted asylum, but I get it in 2 months, and she's like, no, this is USCIS made a mistake, and we have to return the green card back. And I have the approval letter, so I don't know how's that work.
Oh, that is a bit awkward. USCIS sometimes will do something funky like that. You filed in December 45 and you got approved in 2 months?
Less than 2 months.
Man, that is amazing. If anyone's confused why this is a problem, is because you have to have physical presence in America for 1 year after being granted for asylum. So that is interesting.
But I believe they changed this rule in February 2023.
Yeah, to at least allow you to file sooner, but not necessarily get approved. But I think
that's what she's saying too.
Yeah.
But we are confused. So
Yeah.
do I return the green card like she's saying, or just keep it, or what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, when we consider that, we as in like immigration lawyers, we think about the future when you apply to become a citizen. So if you don't mind, like what I would do, I'm a part of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. I don't know why I'm doing this, but the group, national group, and so we have a message board. I don't know the question offhand right now because it's a fairly recent policy, but I can ask the question to the group. But I would think the purpose of this policy is just to have your case on file because it takes a long time for people who are asylees. I think last time I checked was like 3 to 4 years processing time. So
Right, that's what she's saying too. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm working over 20 years. I haven't seen like green card come that quick, and it goes through the process. So I did my fingerprint after months of filing, and then 20 something days more, I get my approval letter, and then I get my green card.
Yeah, that is strange. I mean, seems like a good problem to have in that sense, but yeah, because even if you were to apply for naturalization to become a citizen, the officer is supposed to review these kind of history to see how you got to where you are now.
What do you recommend me to do? Like return the green card like she's saying, or just keeping it, and then if they ask me for? That's confusing, I know.
It's tough because it's different. Like, some people get the name is spelled wrong or the category is wrong on the card, so you send it back.
The problem is my I-94, my name is spelled wrong, and I filed it ways, and then they didn't even look at my I-94. They just give me my real name like my passport is spelled.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to ask my team to put this question to the message board. But even if I tell you you should return it back, I don't know how you would return it because there's not really a say like, hey, I mean,
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
easy. I'm waiting for so long.
Because I feel like if you return it, it's just gonna sit there. Because if some of y'all are new to our channel, I usually talk about workflow, step by step, and I just don't think USCIS has a workflow for this situation. Like, oh, I did something wrong as an officer, so let's get the card back. And what's the next step?
Even I call the USCIS to check if they made a mistake or give me through the process,
Mhm.
but I'm still in a waiting line to call me back.
Mm.
I just want to collect more
Mhm.
information if I could before I talk to the officer about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, if that doesn't work and you're still waiting on a call, try the Emma website chat, and then because I think it's a human on the other side, and then even though it's just Emma, but then the other option three is just maybe if you still have that person as a lawyer, maybe ask if the attorney could just maybe write a letter back to USCIS mentioning like it seems weird, but because it's kind of a new policy 2 years ago or a year ago or so that instead of like just mailing the card back first, like maybe just saying like, "Hey USCIS, we noticed that this card was issued in this date, which is about 2 or 3 months after filing. Does it does it require to mail back the card, or is this officially approved?"
Yeah, even when we called, me and her,
Mhm.
she was trying to explain to the officer that they made a mistake. I'm not qualified until a year after.
Yeah.
And I don't want her to just say that because they know law more than us. I'm just want to say, hey, I got my approval quickly, so is it go through the process or not? And then wait for the answer, but not we telling them that like you guys have made a mistake.
Yeah, I don't like the in this situation, I wouldn't call it a mistake, but I would just ask for clarification, I suppose.
She was saying that you guys have made a mistake, and the law doesn't say that. I was really shocked.
The thing is that the customer service representative, I don't want to say they don't care, but they don't have that much authority.
I see.
So they can't really help anyway. It's better than nothing, but I don't think they can really help. If anything, if anything, be ready to ask to be, what do you call that? Refer to tier 2 customer service. They might have more information to help.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem. Just there's a lot of people waiting, so I don't want to text.
Okay, yeah, no problem. All right, take
Thank you
care.
so much.
Good luck to you. Bye-bye. All right, well, he was very kind. I just try to get into it to share as much info as possible. Well, let's get to, I believe, Lamond. I recognize your name from yesterday, I think. What's up?
Hi, John.
Hello.
My name's Katie Escobar.
Hey,
I don't
Katie.
know if you've heard of me and your law firm yet.
Yeah. What's going on, Katie?
So I just had a few more questions here. I got on the USCIS website yesterday. They already had a little bit of information for this new parole in place. So the first question is, it was talking about they were going to, I guess, issue it for like 3 years in the beginning. And I was just wondering what happens after those 3 years if the 485 is still not approved.
I suspect that as long as the parole was approved at the time of filing the 485, then that should be okay. That's my cautious answer. But normally the 485 wouldn't take this long. Currently, in the 2024 trend, I recall that you have another situation of a court case, right?
Yes, I hired you guys to do our mandamus lawsuit, which we should be having an answer pretty, I think, like next week or two. So trying to get that withholding of removal terminated.
Yeah, the for the court case, that's what I've been sharing with others earlier is that to get DHS to agree to get it what do we call it, reopened and then dismissed, because without that you can't file the 485 application. I mean, you could, but you're wasting money. So you got to get the court case dismissed first.
Okay.
Or vacated, the prior order vacated. Okay, so that's the main item.
Okay, so do that before the 485, and then so when we file the 485, can we file like a concurrent I-131 or like an advanced parole kind of thing to where we can travel?
So typically the military parole place, the current parole program That is the same form actually, the 131. So, would actually be filing that first if it's going to be the same steps first before the 485 anyway.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
So file that before the 485.
Yes, if it files the same way, if it does. We don't know yet. We're still waiting. I have the websites open, but I don't believe it mentions which one is first. But typically the 131, or if it's together, I mean.
And going back to the immigration court process, he has a social security card and a work authorization currently. If that withholding of removal is terminated, what happens to the EAD?
The EAD based on that will also technically not be valid either. But the positive thing about this parole program is that when you file the 485 application, you can also file the work permit application, the 765.
Yeah, that's what we've been having to do every however long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I know that when we just renewed it, that it was good for 5 years. So that would go away, and then I guess pick back up with the parole in place.
Yeah, so the key thing right now is DHS, Department of Homeland Security, for the court case.
Yes.
Your husband's case is in Hawaii, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but you guys don't live in Hawaii anymore, so.
No, we're in good Atlanta where everything's difficult. I heard.
Yeah, it's not good there. So let's let it stay in Hawaii for now. But yeah, I'll ask my colleagues. Let me write this down. My colleagues, I actually don't know anyone in Hawaii, but I'll ask around. Hawaii attorneys, okay. KT. Well, thanks for staying on live. You're in Eastern time too then. Dang, it's late for you too.
This is my time when all the kids are asleep. I get to have myself time.
Well, we're in the same boat, yeah.
And I don't know. I know we was doing something with the PD for them to go ahead and start that. I don't know if they have or not. But I was going to email Jessica about that.
Okay, yeah. We had off today. I'm too nice of a boss. But or I guess yesterday, Juneteenth. So let me we typically have legal meetings every day. So let me ask about that as well. But yeah, the reason I was gonna contact other or see if I can find attorneys in Hawaii is to see the lay of the land, like how long it usually takes them to respond.
Okay. Yeah, because I definitely want to go ahead and get that in before the new elections come in. And my last question is, with Biden's administration putting this parole in place, if Trump comes in, can he just change all of this and take it away?
Oh, he can try, but he tried that with DACA, didn't work. The conservative states sued, right? But that only stopped the new applicants, not the renewal. Trump tried to get rid of TPS. That did not happen. So it's certainly possible, but it could be difficult. And one way to make it difficult for a next president to get rid of it is to go through the formal process of what we call the comment period, the Federal Register. Go through the process. So that's why it could take another 2 months before this is officially effective.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just didn't know. And if he did change it and it did get changed, what would happen to all the people who applied for it during this Biden administration?
Yeah.
So I didn't. A little concerning.
Yeah, maybe that's partially why Biden said yesterday, He didn't say much, but he said like end of summer. But summer can mean different things to July, August, September. I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, I think it's going to be at least 2 more months because it has to go through the comment period.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well,
All
that is
right.
all that I have. and
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for coming on live.
Thanks, John.
All right. Good night.
Have
Get
a
some
good night.
sleep. Bye bye. All right. That was cool. That was one of our clients. Some of y'all think I don't know y'all. I know you. Don't worry. We talk about your cases, our cases. We want to make sure. I may not like look at your case file all the time, and that's because I trust my team. Okay. Um, think of me as like the logistical manager in a sense slash mentor. I want to make sure, of course, as the jefe, the boss, that things are filed properly. Um, so thanks, Kati, for joining. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. It's late. Daisy, should you just schedule a paid strategy session since you know you're eligible for parole in place? You don't have to, but if you want to pick option one, all you gotta pay for option one. If you know you want our services, it's this amount. Less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Isn't that crazy? I know there's a trend on TikTok. Some Starbucks coffee drinkers are banning Starbucks. Good luck to them. But anyway, in all seriousness, if you know you want our services, okay, read our review, Google reviews online. Okay, we have over 2 locations. I mean, a friend shares an office in Dallas, but our main one is in Houston. Between those 2 locations, we have over 300 5-star reviews. I'm gonna be honest. We have like 2 1-stars. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. We have 2 like 1-stars. We just weren't on the same page. We tried. Okay, but check it out. Okay, check it out. You'll see that we give a shit. Essentially, excuse my French. I only curse. My wife thinks I don't like to curse. I only curse with y'all, okay? Because I care about y'all's legal status. Oh my god. We're at 3 hours live show. Okay, I promised y'all that I was gonna try to get y'all on. I think next person is Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, how are you?
Hanging in there. How are you?
How are you? I'm very well, thank you, John. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Yes, so I'm currently on an HQB program, and I have been in contact with my fiance who's currently in another country. He's just informed me that his father is now applying for him to get his green card, and we were actually planning on getting married when I go back to my home country next year. So my question is, since my employer is also looking at filing for EB3 visa for me, what do you recommend I do? On my end?
What's your
Makes sense.
what's your timeline right now? Like,
Okay, so my visa is expiring end of next year, August of next year, because obviously the visa program is maxed out at 3 years. But from what my future fiance is saying to me, his father is applying for him to process everything in the next 2-3 months. And I think he said something about the final part of his paperwork being filed in the next 2-3 months. I'm not sure the complete details, but either way, we're wanting to get married soon enough. But my question is, if my employer files my EB3 before we get married, would that affect things, or how exactly would that work?
in general, you can have more than one application on file. Okay,
okay.
in general, the EB3 will likely take at least 2 years. And it sounds like you're in America right now. Which visa?
Yes, I am H2B.
Oh, that's right,
Which is
H2B.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that is maxed out 3. And when does that expire?
August 8th of next year.
Okay, so timing might not work. Almost though. And then you said your fiance is going through the process to become a resident, right?
Yes.
So a spouse resident can file for you, but right now it's hella slow. Okay, that relies on the visa bulletin. So even though the first step, let's say he's a resident now, he could file a petition for you, and that could probably take 12 months. But then it's a long wait time because of the visa bulletin. That's so it sounds like you're familiar with a little bit of it, and that's the F2A category for you. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, explaining that context of the family, the spouse situation. If your employer is willing to sponsor EB3, just let the company go through that process.
Does it? Okay.
Because
I
that
was concerned because, like, obviously me having to go home after the visa maxed out. Once you're home, you have to be home, I think, 3 months, and then you can reapply on the program again. But I was just concerned how that would work exactly between my spouse and my future spouse and
yeah.
the workplace.
Yeah. No, yeah, you can have both filing together. Because it takes a long time. Each step takes a long time, unfortunately. But the sooner the better. Like, yeah, we represent companies as well. So if they need an attorney or not, but help you with H2B. So it sounds like they have immigration attorney. Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
You've answered the question for me. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.
All right. It's crazy to kind of say good night at 2 o'clock in the morning. Man, I have not stayed up this late many nights in a row since college. Is it college? Man, that was a long time ago. But man, it is time to take action, folks. It's time to take action in a couple months. Okay, in a couple months. But in the meantime, if you believe you're eligible for the parole based on marriage, don't wait until I tell you about the effective date of this program. Go ahead and collect the evidence of the last 10 years of residence, okay? Because that by itself can take you some time. Now, if you work at home, maybe no big deal. But some of y'all got to get on the field, get outside of the outside home, and you don't have time to do this. So you might as well put it on your freaking calendar. Don't procrastinate like you would in school. Get this done, okay? Gather that evidence. A queen, is school evidence enough? Possibly. Depends how old you are. Depends if the overlap in timing in that sense. Please answer Yanes. Where are you at, Yanes? Are you on the live? Are you trying to join? I was going to answer Claire. Claire, you said to YouTube, DHS released a statement that sounds like they'll be working with USCIS. It does seem like it. Does seem like it in general. Does this mean PD will get answers simultaneously? I hope so, but I don't know yet. So still so early. You know what, Claire? I mean, if they just follow if the DHS wants to follow my guidance on workflow, I'm so happy to just share what they should be doing. I'm not even a tech person. I have no IT background or website developer, but my God, they gotta find some way to make it faster. Do I know what's gonna happen with the DACA application on the hold? They haven't mentioned anything about that. I don't think it's gonna cover anything about that. But there's a work visa option for dreamers or DACA recipients. Okay, let me add in, I think the next person is Princess Holy, and then after Princess Holy is gonna be Jess.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Well, I do have a few questions. The first is, it's for my sister. She came here with a visitor visa, and 3 months later, she applied for asylum. And she had the first not green card, a working permit. And then our dad is a citizen, but he's not living here in the U.S. At first, the attorney told us that she can't really apply because, he cannot sponsor her because she doesn't have.
Oh, what happened? You're back.
Hello?
You're back.
Hello?
I hear you
Can
now.
you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So the first lawyer told us that she cannot apply for, our father cannot sponsor her because she's already, she passed 21. And later on, she was supposed to see the judge for the individual, the master hearing. And before that, the attorney didn't have enough evidence for the asylum, and then he pushed it. Like, I think 2 or 3 days later, he called her and he was like, okay, see, I think you can ask your dad to petition for you, although you already passed the 21. We did. And just like maybe 2 or 3 months later, she was like, listen, I think this will take a long time period. I don't know about the asylum as well. Maybe the marriage should be a better thing and blah, blah, blah. And now we are confused because we don't have a lawyer. We want to change a lawyer because the one that we took eventually doesn't seem to be good. And she has a new she had a new master hearing date in, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. We tried to contact lawyers, but she was not confident about them. And we had one good enough for what she said, who told us that, okay, the reason why she filed for asylum, they were okay, but we don't have much evidence, and it was a political asylum. And the president, the reason why she was trying to run out of the country is not the same anymore. So he doesn't.
I see. Yeah.
He doesn't see if it's a good reason for her to leave the country. But she also had recently. She also had the fact that she was abused when she was younger, so she's not feeling so comfortable going back to a country. And I don't know. What's your advice on that?
Thank you for the information. You said the dad's a citizen, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So, and he filed the petition already?
He did last year.
Last year, yeah. So, in which country?
The lady?
Yes.
My sister?
Your sister, yeah.
Oh, she's from Africa, Gabon.
Okay. So, and you're familiar with the visa bulletin, it sounds like?
Visa
bulletin? Okay. So I have a video on YouTube that explains it, but of course you're on TikTok. Hey, y'all on TikTok, if you can give it a follow, if you don't mind, because if I can get to 10,000 followers, then I can create a playlist like I did on TikTok. But anyway, sorry, a little plug-in on that. But on the visa bulletin, yeah, it's F1 category. Because you said your dad's a citizen and your sister's unmarried, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Which, by the way, if she does get married, then that brings it down to F3 category, which currently is a 5-year difference. So it's worse. I can't remember right now, since it's so late, 2 a.m. I can't remember if there's a automatic conversion in that sense. I believe so. But anyways, yeah, so tough life decisions. But so that being said, they're working on cases that have a priority date. It's like a ticket in line, basically. A priority of October 2015. And you said your dad just filed last year, 2023.
Yeah.
So even if the petition's approved in 2 or 3 years' time, it doesn't matter because you still got to wait on phase 2 on the priority date. So yeah, if she's here in America?
Yeah, she's here in America.
Okay.
Remember, she filed for asylum.
That's right. Yeah. So even if the petition's approved, she would need to file a waiver. So that's what a lot of people hear on the show right now. They either filed a waiver already, 601A for unlawful presence, which she would have. But the way around it, unfortunately, is getting married to a U.S. citizen. So, I mean, not to say you have to do that, but the reason why, the quick answer here on why it's, aside from the parole part, is that did your sister enter with a visa? I missed that part.
Yeah, she did.
That's right. So she entered with visa. So if she marries a U.S. citizen, the main benefit, a lot of things, but it automatically waives the unlawful presence, and she doesn't have to file a waiver. So she can process. So she actually, because she entered a visa and never left, she doesn't have to be concerned about this parole program. She doesn't need to.
All right.
Okay. Good luck to her and you.
All right. What about the asylum then? Because she has an appointment, a master hearing.
Yeah.
What can she possibly do? Or do you want me to book consultation? I don't know.
No, I can answer for you real quick here.
All right.
She would need to. Similar to what I share with other people. If you have a court case, even if it's order removed already or voluntary departure, need to request prosecutorial discretion with the Department of Homeland Security attorney in an effort to get a joint together to reopen and dismiss the case. It's easier said than done, of course, but that's the short answer. And then after that, file the 485 application to become a resident. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if she got married after that, will it be a problem, or what would happen like after the court?
Wait a second. Sorry. You said master. So she hasn't been order removed yet?
No. I mean, she was supposed to 3 to 4 years ago. And then she was supposed to meet the judge in March. And then he sent an email saying that he's going to meet her for a master hearing in 2 weeks.
Is this her first one showing up?
It's going to be the second one. The first one she went, but she didn't have a lawyer. And then I think COVID happened, and they asked her, she went there and they asked her to come with a lawyer. And, then COVID happened, and it took 2 years. And this is when she met the lawyer, but the lawyer told the judge that we want to postpone, and he gave her another date.
Okay, yeah, that's happened to quite a few people. Where are you? What city and state?
We are in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay, so does she have a significant other?
Not that I know.
Hey, we got anyone single on the show here? Male or female? I don't know what she prefers, but man.
Male. She is straight.
That would be funny if we turned it to speed dating. Not that I've seen that on TikTok. I don't know how they do that stuff.
I saw it too. It's fun, but I don't think
it's fun, but I don't think I can moderate that. I don't think I would have the patience. But in all seriousness, no, she would need to proceed with whatever application she could have on file. And if that's asylum, then that's what she'll have. But the benefit or regular process to share expectation is that on that court date, master hearing, it's kind of like a pretrial, similar to a pretrial meeting where you just share with the judge, this is what we're going to proceed on. This is what we're going to file for, because they're going to ask, what is your application? And then they're going to, does she have a lawyer right now for this?
No, she's looking for a lawyer. That's why I keep on asking you, where are you serving all state? But you didn't reply to me.
Oh yeah, I did see a question like that. Yeah, we do serve help in all states. What city? Is it Pittsburgh or Philly?
I think it's Philly.
Philly. The thing, I'm always happy to help. We can check if the judges in Philadelphia allow WebEx, kind of like Zoom. But otherwise, I know attorneys we fly out there, but then you got to pay our flight costs, But otherwise, I know some attorneys in Philadelphia. So just so on my TikTok link here, above, and under my profile, there's a link. You can schedule a meeting, or I mean, at this point, you can fill out the form, the one that's this amount, option number one, and just put in the notes. Put in notes, Philadelphia or Pennsylvania with the A number, because A number, then I'll I train the team to check the online system, and then they can check WebEx or whatever. If not, if they don't allow remote, then probably we'll just refer you some attorneys in Philly. Okay.
All right, because I think it's in person, but I don't know if the lawyer should be also in person.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, and that's the benefit of my network that I'm in. Like, I can ask someone in the message board to see, like, hey, is this judge or court, even if they're normally in person, if they allow us to file a motion to allow WebEx remote. What can you send a DM later on TikTok of your sister's name? It says easier for my team. I can tell my team, hey, check this one out. Okay, yeah, because 2 weeks is quick. All right. All right, thanks. Good
All
night.
right, thank you so much, and have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
What's up, Art? What's up? What's up? Oh my god. Oh my god, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Who wants to know answers? Come on, bro. Bro, man. Brosif. There's so many people waiting. You're definitely not next. I can tell you that. I think I said Jess. That's right. Dallas in the house. I can't remember much at this hour, but hello, Jess.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Excuse any ignorant questions because I just found out about this parole in place situation today on TikTok. So I haven't been well informed on all the details.
It's all good. Just click plus sign. You'll know everything.
I have actually.
Cool.
So I believe I may be a person that qualifies with the requisites I've so far heard and kind of overviewed. I am a U.S. citizen who does happen to have a spouse who has been here for a minimum of 10 years. We are married, and I did want, and he hasn't had any kind of previous convictions
Okay,
or hasn't been here on a visa or anything.
Okay.
So I do want to just make sure that I kind of follow through with what are the first steps. You have mentioned that it's more so key to keep things in order of what back, I guess, kind of back
Back in time, 10 years.
yeah sorry I kind of got tongue twisted there.
That's okay. It's very
that
late.
dates to his arrival, so we kind of had that in order because we did consult with someone before, but just gave us kind of false hope on how long the process would take.
Okay.
I was wondering, how long do you think this parole in place process would take for someone that files? And I guess I haven't heard much on the details on what we're expecting the time frame to be, but you mentioned it may be about 2 months for us to be able to follow through and I guess file for our spouses who qualify.
I think it's going to take 2 months at least.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
just to get started.
Would you expect for anyone that qualifies to seek legal counsel and kind of go that route, or would you think that someone that kind of checks all the boxes would be able to do that for their spouse?
You mean if you could file yourself, Jess?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I'm a different attorney. I mean, I go live almost every day to share information, but I don't
You wouldn't suggest it.
I don't tell people how to do it in that sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because that's my license would be on the line, so I prefer what I usually do on a live show is to just kind of help y'all prevent problems in a way, and it's because of a lot of immigration problems. But if you want the most peace of mind, or anyone else listening, we have our proven checklist, we have a proven workflow with our team.
Mhm.
You know, for example, like some lawyers ask me, like, how do we file cases in 30 days, 60 days for client expectations? It's because we reward our team. You know,
Awesome.
that's one reason. Like if you have called a lawyer before and they're slow to call you, that's because they don't have a workflow. They don't have emphasis
Yeah.
to say, hey, you need to call this person back in X time. We do the same thing with email. We try our best to reply 24 to 48 hours, or we have a link, just like I have it here up here in my profile. Like we have a link, clients can self-schedule. Very easy. Lawyers, I don't know why, in general, even my friends are scared to talk to clients. Look, I've been live like in the last 48 hours, probably like 9 hours, 10 hours. It's crazy. So
How long do you think this process would take for someone that qualifies within what we've heard so far? And as
after you
far as like
file,
maybe then getting a work permit or, you know, get this process kind of ongoing if they seem to be on target with everything.
well, the current, so military parole in place is what currently exists in terms of parole in place. And that process currently takes 1 year in
Okay.
general, just with the parole
Okay.
step.
Yeah, because a similar process before this parole in place, let's just say for someone in my case, I was told it would take between 6 to 8 years. So, you know, because
I
of
think
his
I
legal
think you're thinking
status,
about
let's just,
I think you're talking about the pardon, the waiver.
yes, that
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. You with this parole thing, you don't have to worry about the waiver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Mhm.
that definitely kind of like brought our spirits down. And when I just heard about this, I was just like, oh my goodness, you know, it's
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah, you're
ideal in
gonna.
my situation.
Mhm.
I know that there's many people that are kind of questioning what little tidbits here and there, but
Mhm.
it does so happen to fall within my category of qualifications.
He's lived in America for 10 years.
Yes,
Cool, cool. You're married already, right?
correct. Well, in Texas, we do have the common law for
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah, that's right. Declaration of Common Law. Gotta get that in Dallas County.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if every state has that, but thank goodness Texas does.
Mhm. Okay, well, thank you so much. I
Mhm.
think for now that would be
Sure.
all I have for now, but I'll definitely keep an eye out on your updates and
Yeah,
anything on your channel. Thank you so much for everything.
absolutely. Take care, Jess. Good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, all right. Just point you on the right direction. You know, I don't like to be like, you know, I'm more of an optimist immigration lawyer than others, although it may have taken 12 years since DACA. We're making some traction here, folks. So, you know, I share immigration information. I'm not allowed to tell you that this is legal advice. You gotta talk to one of our attorneys, team members for legal advice, okay, or any other lawyer that has a license. Don't depend on Uncle Bob or Auntie Sally on legal advice, okay? They can take you so far. They can only take you a couple steps. Um, let's see. Daisy, thanks so much for scheduling a meeting. Art W, absolutely right. It's always good to have an attorney to look over your paperwork. If you submit and you're missing things, it will delay your case. That is certainly true. And sometimes USCIS, I mean, sometimes USCIS doesn't just agree with your documents, and you may have provided everything you could have. And we tell you, yeah, you submitted everything you could have. But what we do is we argue back in written format in a cover letter. Isn't that crazy? Sometimes we have to like send USCIS a letter said, you guys are dummies in a professional way and say, this is a law. Our client is eligible. Look, let me put it this way. Okay. On TikTok, I can't share my screen on this, but USCIS policy manual, there's a standard. It is a lower standard. We call it preponderance of evidence. So in criminal law, to find someone guilty, it has to be a unanimous decision. The standard is beyond a reasonable doubt. That is that is the highest standard. With immigration, it's a preponderance of evidence. It is the lowest standard. Yet, we know people who call in, have a meeting with us, they have gotten denied, even with that low standard, and we think they gave a pretty good amount of evidence. but it's because USCIS is messing with y'all, man. They're messing with y'all. Very unfortunate. And not every officer is like this. It's just unlucky draw. So if you just want peace of mind, you want to save as much time as possible, you all know what to do. Plus sign, follow, subscribe, and schedule a meeting. Okay. But if you're just like, I'm just not sure, John, I just want to know more information, then you have two options. You can continue following me live. Okay, you gotta hit the plus sign for notification because I don't know when I'm going to go live at night, especially. Really, it's just when the family goes to sleep, and then or you can schedule get request invitation to a webinar. I think we have one scheduled for Wednesday, and we'll probably have a nice little presentation with FAQ. We'll send you an email, kind of like a little gift bag with the FAQ from what we interpret, all subject to change, of course. Let's see. Now let me invite. I think Cindy Love was next. Let's see if she's still on. Let me look at the list in the meantime. Okay, I don't think she's on. That's interesting. I would think they would take y'all off if you're not on anymore, or something's wrong with the internet. Could be my internet. I don't know. Let me click on Anna Marie. I kind of feel like a talk show host. Late night show about immigration. Please let you join. Okay. Okay, happy face. Cowboy happy face. Cowgirl happy face. What's going on?
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so I submitted my DAC application, but of course they're on hold. And I do meet all the requirements for the new law, except I'm not married. What can I do in my case?
You're not married, but do you have a significant other?
I have a significant other. They are a U.S. citizen. I'm also a student in college, so I don't know if that helps me in any way.
That's
yeah,
okay.
I don't know what to do.
What did you say about college? You have F1 right now? No, right?
No,
Because
I
you're
don't have
filing for
anything.
DACA.
Like I was brought as a child.
Okay. What state are you in?
Texas.
Okay, so yeah, Texas, as I was talking to Jess earlier, Texas does allow, recognizes common law marriage.
What would I need to prove that though?
What?
Since we don't live under like the same roof.
Oh, okay.
We're both high school. I'm not high school, college. We're both college students.
You gotta give yourself more credit. You're in college. Come on now.
But we don't live together, nor do we have any shared bills. So I feel like, would that be hard to prove?
You got time. Just because I predict that this could be available to file in 2 months, 2 to 3 months. That doesn't mean you have to file in 2 or 3 months. Okay, but let's answer the first question. Okay, come along. What county are you in?
Tarrant County.
Let's see what Tarrant County requires for this declaration of common law marriage. All right, let me Google a little bit. I can only pop it on Facebook and YouTube, but let's see what they got here. Tarrant County, okay. But does he live like close to you right now, or?
Yes, we both live in the same county. We both attend the same university.
Uh-huh.
We've known each other since high school.
Okay, so then you have photos. You've known each other since high school. The photos doesn't mean you have to have only photos after you marry. At least to establish you have some kind of relationship. And then, how do y'all communicate? Y'all like FaceTime or something like that?
Instagram.
Insta. Damn, I keep forgetting to go live on Insta. Instagram, yeah.
Bills?
So bills, I mean, again, you don't have to, like, if obviously if you both agree to get married, then you can go ahead and create that joint bank account. And so it doesn't, this whole process doesn't mean you have to show like evidence of 6 months or anything of bank statements. I mean, as long as you have it to show you have an account together. And then if for some reason in the future they have an interview for you, scheduled interview, then you just provide the most updated 6 months of evidence of bank statements. Okay.
Would you recommend us to get married even after they said it has to be, well, you have to be married up until June 3rd, the 17th?
So yeah, that's the thing I'm a little wondering about, because the purpose of the common law marriage is to show backdated, essentially. Your marriage is backdated. So you know what? I'm gonna ask a team member to call. Let's just say we pick Tarrant County, have them call Tarrant County to verify the process. Like, let's say like you schedule a ceremony or something with a judge, local judge. In Texas, it'd be justice of the peace judge, unless you have your own officiant. Then to verify if it still backdates, let's say like 2 years or something. Okay. But keep in mind, folks, and for you, this is new, but based on what I checked earlier on the screen, let me see, is it this one? That USCIS, immigration agency, is supposed to rely on the jurisdiction, meaning the area where the law exists. In this situation, for the marriage. So Texas recognizes common law marriage. You know what, y'all? I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna have my team. For me to remember, I gotta write this down. A list of common law marriage states.
I have one last question.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, let's say that doesn't work out.
Okay.
Do you see DACA opening up again, or at least processing applications again? Because I've submitted my application, but of course it's been on hold.
I don't think so, unfortunately. I'm a pessimistic on that one. But other than the marriage option, they did have a little small paragraph about people who can apply for work visa who are DACA recipients who have it now, and dreamers who don't have DACA. All right, so stay tuned on that. Okay, we don't have enough. That's all the information we have about that right now.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Click the plus sign. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Princess Holy booked the meeting. Thank you. For anyone that's live right now, you can ask a question in general instead of, you don't have to tell me you have a question. Just go straight to it. Don't worry, it's not rude. That's the American way. Just go straight to it. Okay? Because by the time I see your actual question, I probably will miss it. But at this point, at this late hour, I'm just going to ask me, can you get on live? Because that's the thing, I can't. It's hard to, like, on TikTok. It's not easy. I wish on TikTok, if I could have power to make a request to TikTok, if I click on someone's name, that it would just take me to their question or like all their comments. That would be great. But in the meantime, I think Heidi Marie is next. If y'all have a question I can't get to you, I apologize. If you want, you can fill out the form option 3, webinar. That's no cost. I'm gonna have the first webinar probably on Wednesday next week. Today's already Thursday, June 20th. Okay, I think Heidi Marie's not on. Chronically Manette.
Hello.
Hello.
Me. So
Hi.
my question is, I have been married for 17 years. And I already petitioned for my husband. I'm in the pardon phase. What does this mean for people like me?
When did you file the waiver, the pardon?
It's been a year and a half.
Fair enough. You probably got another year and a half minimum, but it's okay. You already have it on a file. I would not withdraw the application when this is ready. Parole. Some people ask. You're not the only one, actually. I think I was scrolling. I saw a similar question. What can you do with the current petition? My current advice is to refile that petition. I know it sounds silly. I could be wrong, but my current advice is that the reason why I advise that is because that petition has a question in the middle of the form that's asked, do you want to process your case adjustment of status, meaning in America or abroad? So most likely yours was done correctly, I'm assuming, and you picked
Remember
right.
that part.
Mm-hmm. And so
And
the
that's the thing that worries me the most. My name is chronically Manette because I have a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome,
okay.
and my husband is literally like my caregiver. So it scares me for him to go over there.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what to expect.
Okay.
And I want to always be positive, but if there's a way to do that here, then absolutely I would.
Okay. Well, yeah. Stay tuned, and I think so. Even though you filed the petition already, got that approved. I don't know if you heard me earlier, maybe not, but if you want to move that case file, the petition from abroad back to America, you have to file another form, the 824 form, and that costs more than the petition itself. So it's like you might as well just refile the petition along with the other forms that you could do in America. Okay, so and you're married, I think you said 14 years, 17 years?
17, but we've been together for 20. He doesn't have DACA, and that's because he never listened to me to get it. But he could have easily got it because he's been in the U.S. since he was 5 years old.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna have to listen this time. Brother man has to listen this time. If he does not listen, tell him to open the TikTok app and follow me so he can listen.
Yeah, I had that conversation with him. I said, this time you're listening.
Yeah. But he's been living in America for 10 years, right? Obviously, because you've been together for longer. So that's good. Okay. All right. Well, sounds like this Biden parole program is going to help y'all out, keep y'all together without having to be physically separated for a little bit of time. Okay.
Thank you so much for
Sure
accepting
thing.
me.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. So sometimes I can give good news, okay? As of the current guidance, it's 2:38. I think I got a couple more people. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You still on? Let's see. Adrian, 25. You went to see a lawyer about your green card. You got a felony as a minor. Does that affect you? You're now 30. I'm not sure. In that situation, you should probably find an immigration lawyer in your state because I'm in Texas. I'm not sure if I wouldn't know. Like maybe you are in Texas, but even in Texas, I don't know all the crimes in that sense and how it could affect. There's a lot to keep up with. She said they don't check the criminal record. They don't check the minor record. You're in Cali. Send me a TikTok DM, so then I can remember to ask, and your county, so that I can ask other attorneys there. The thing is, immigration knows everything when they take your fingerprints. What if your partner has perm bar? I don't think it's going to help him. I'm sorry. Because think about this as new opportunities. This is not going to override existing law. Shoot, because if it's going to override existing law, you betcha those conservative people, they were busy yesterday. They were busy yesterday with a Boeing hearing, congressional hearing. Man, that Boeing CEO got to be slapped in the face, man. That's nuts. He's making double-digit millions. It's crazy. Neymar the GOAT. You apply for asylum saying that you're gay, and after 4 years you married a woman. Now you got kiddos. You filed for I-130. Well, you have problems. That's that's interesting because I don't get involved in the science of things per se or whatnot, and I don't even know if the word science is applicable in this. But I've known of friends who swing, I guess you can say, um, or have switched sides per se, and it appears normal society. But I don't think you have problems. But you could have one of those ridiculous officers that could ask questions. The key thing here, though, is credibility, right? They wanna catch you in a situation if they have your asylum application in a file in a computer system. You just gotta be ready for that question. Okay. So I mean, they're not. I wouldn't say they're not supposed to ask those like very sensitive type questions, but be ready for having to provide some kind of answer without having to go into full detail. Okay. What I learned in law school, okay, folks, you got to have your 5-second answer, 15-second answer. What was it? 10-second answer, 30-second answer, and a 1-minute answer. So in this situation, I would give the shortest answer. And then, if anything, the USCIS officer can just move on to the next one or they'll ask a follow up. I mean, that by itself should be a TikTok video. All right, y'all. Let me see. I think there's Tristate Odd Jobs. I think this could be the last one, folks. Do I think you filed immigration court? Do I think USCIS has those files? They should, because when you file asylum application with the court, you're supposed to send it to USCIS also, to the Defense of Asylum in the Nebraska Service Center. What do I think about the BI appeal 601A? Is it hard to win? You appeal to 601A? There's no point appealing 601A. I don't even think you're allowed to. You should just refile the 601A. But if you didn't, but at this point, if you were to consider refiling 601A, you might as well file for this new parole program if you're eligible. Lucy, husband deported and border next day and entered stay since 99. I think I recognize your name from yesterday. I think based on how you phrase it, it sounds like a voluntary return. So voluntary return, it's good. It's good. As long as your husband never left after that. Maria Celestine, you submitted 45 this week, and I-94 expires the next 21 days. Will that affect your application? You gravy. It's okay. I mean, assuming Maria, your spouse is a citizen, then it waives any unlawful presence. That's why people can overstay. The media doesn't know. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Sorry if you saw my teeth. I don't know if TikTok can give me a TikTok effect for that. All right, y'all. Appreciate the love. We got to 22,000 likes. That's cool, man. That's cool. All right. So, but if you haven't already, give it a follow. Okay. Even if you don't give it a follow, I'm going to show up on y'all's feed. Okay. Because y'all been on a live show for a while. So you might as well just give it a follow, because in reality, I need 10,000 followers so that my team and I can save some videos as a playlist on TikTok. Okay. So if you don't mind, follow our channel, but also share it with your buddies, even if they have no immigration case. Just tell them that I wear wigs from time to time on TikTok. Don't tell your parents. Okay. gotta have some fun. I got a couple interns this summer, so they're gonna help me out with some of these silly videos. I got one, and give me your feedback, your honest feedback on my silly videos, not the serious one, the silly ones. I got one with the finance trust fund. Check it out, okay? Check it out. We'll give it a lot of thought. Or at least my interns, not me. Thanks, Neymar. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's right. Copa America. Okay. Y'all have a good night. Okay. 4 hours. Man, what a day. Take care. Peace. Oh, how do I get out?